So I may have witnessed somebody dying the other day. And then I just walked away.
What a start.
Yeah.
I was gonna start with something very light-hearted. But okay, let's get the heavy stuff out. But before we do that, Psycho,
Exactly.
Ranger, welcome in. Happy Wednesday. It is Wednesday, my dudes, indeed. Finally.
Tifa keeps hitting the table and I don't know why.
Oh, I don't know. It's become a habit. Yeah.
That's the end of the stream. Thanks,
exactly.
everybody.
We're done. It's about time. Dark Lord.
She did that.
I as well. And first things first, Ranger, congratulations on being third. And I'm glad you got everything out of your system.
And wisdoms. To get it all off my system while bouncing onto the kids, Kelly just left for a wedding. I hope she's gonna have an amazing time. Everything works the way it's supposed to, and the weather is the way it's planned, and everything is awesome, and that you have as great of a time as she does. And same for the kids.
Everything he said.
There.
But I meant it more.
I'm adorable. I am not masturbating, I am getting hand cream ready because my hands are dry. Does that happen often, asks Dark Lord. Funnily enough, this is the first time I believe I've witnessed somebody fucking dying, which I think is the internet way of saying it. So here's what happened. I'm not sure that somebody didn't die. I cannot verify that.
That's way too much.
Kind of Schrodinger's death. I may or may not have witnessed somebody's demise. So here's what happened.
Let's get to it.
I went to the gym on Monday. I haven't told you guys since then. I'm sorry. It's late news. It's late. Go to the gym and I realize I have to pee. But when I get there, I'm also kind of in a hurry because I want to get my workout done with. So I just go work out. Because the way my body works for some reason is when I start exercising, my digestive system just goes, nah, it's good. You don't need to go pee, you don't need to drink, just keep working out. Until you die, basically. Which I don't, because, at some point I stop. Anyway, I'm done with all of my exercises and I realize I still gotta pee. I put my stuff away, I go to the toilet, and I open the door to the toilets, and I hear... or something to that extent. And then I reversed, retraced my steps backwards, closed the door. There was one other person at the gym, as far as I'm aware, because I could see them exercise too. And either he was shitting his soul out or he died. Either way, I didn't want to be part of it.
Either way, I feel sorry.
Yes. So either this was the worst shit ever, like giving birth to a baby of molten lava, or he was dying, which I think is highly unlikely, or kidney stones. I don't like any of these three options, so I just backed out. I took the coward way. I didn't ask, do you need help? Can I hold your hand?
Can I call someone?
Can I call an ambulance or something for you? Can I call somebody that cuts it out of you, like performs like a C-section and then just removes the shit baby from your stomach? No, I just left. And that has been weighing on my soul ever since.
Understandable.
Yeah. I don't know if it makes me a bad person. If it does, then I'm sorry. What do you do in this situation? Where you witness somebody fighting for their lives in the toilet?
I think you did the right thing. I shit my soul once and it flavored beans and beer for my birthday stream. I remember that one. I was there.
I remember that too. Not the you shitting your soul part, but the ingestion part. It was fun.
I am glad to be a part of that memory by being partially responsible for feeding you beans.
True. I mean, ultimately you did it to yourself, but we were there and we enabled your behavior. I hope you learned something. That's one of the reasons why we don't have beans anymore.
Don't we still?
Nope.
I'm looking.
They're all gone.
On stream at the jar, but true, we did finish them once. And at some point they all tasted like puke because the flavor started bending. Like this sweet puke.
Yeah.
They were these flavored jelly beans, for those wondering what we're talking about.
Yes.
And it had nasty flavors like dirty dishwasher.
Or sausage.
Rotten fish.
Stink bug.
Stink bug. Sausage was, funnily enough, the worst one in there. And the puke one wasn't that bad. You know, sometimes when your stomach is empty and you start puking, you have this
flavor of gall.
Yeah, this sweet gall, and it kind of tasted like that. I don't even find that the worst one. Rotten fish and sausage. Sausage being the worst one.
Rotten egg was spoiled milk, which funnily enough was like a good flavor sometimes. Compared to the others at least.
Oh, rotten egg. I forgot that one. That one was also horrible.
I don't even remember. They were horrible, and we bought them because Tifa is dumb and she thought this was a good idea for on stream. We bought way too many of them, we went through them eventually, and they're gone, and they will stay gone. I've learned. Yeah, and Tifa has to.
Oh, they were so much fun.
No, they weren't.
Fortunately though, I never had to shit my pants because of them.
True, not because of those. That is true. The key is to breathe out while exerting yourself. That is easier said than done when you do exercises, actually. I had to learn that. And I have to keep relearning this every other day I go exercise. Because I forget to breathe. I'm like, this is easy. And then like 5 seconds later I realize my heart rate is spiking and I start like slowly blacking out like it's a video game. And I'm like, oxygen, yeah. No, that's the thing. And then I just do it slower.
Funnily enough, I have that when walking the stairs. For some reason, I always hold my breath, and then I wonder why I'm kind of out of breath at the end, and I'm like, oh yeah, maybe I should breathe. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I think a lot of people do that, and yes. I don't know why.
There's a reason why one of the first things everybody tells you when you do any exercise, like remember to breathe, keep breathing. It seems so simple, but it isn't. At least not for people like me. Oh. Jack, can we get your best Solid Snake death noise? No, you cannot. Because I told Tifa this when I told her what I wanted to intro the stream with. Just that sound I made earlier, I can still feel that in my vocal cords. So the slightly exaggerated no.
Gotta get good.
That's the best you can get. I still need to read a sound novel today. Sorry. I think that's also one of the reasons why I couldn't be an actual voice actor on the same level as like David Hayter and stuff. Because if they tell me we need like 50 variations of death sounds from you, I'll be like, okay, recording's gonna take 2 months. Because I can get maybe one good take and then my throat is shot.
Yeah,
and
but
then
as a
we
voice,
can continue tomorrow.
But as a voice actor, you also know how to use your voice without that effect.
I know how to use my voice.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they know how to use their vocal cords and to use their voice in a way where it doesn't strain themselves, usually.
You just feed your thoughts to an AI, easy peasy. Fuck that shit.
The funny thing is, Jack was sending me videos the other day.
Oh my god,
and he usually sends me a lot of Reddit links of things he finds super cute and adorable.
Yes,
and it's really cute.
This is part of my love language. I share memes and I share cute things.
So he sends a lot of Reddit links, and yesterday you sent me 3. And all 3 of them were AI.
And I couldn't tell. It's not that I didn't look, I couldn't tell. It took scrolling down until you realize somebody went like, oh, by the way, that's AI slop posted by this and this person, originally made with AI. And I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't know.
If you just watch it, it seems perfectly fine. But then certain things are pointed out, like really small things. And you're like, oh yeah.
There's a flicker in the background that wouldn't exist in this lighting in real life. And I'm like, fuck, you're right. I busted. Oh well.
I feel like there is a specific moment in time where videos started tricking people, and it started with the bunnies on the trampoline.
Yes.
Even though that was quite clearly AI, if you ask me, because bunnies started disappearing all of a
Yeah,
sudden.
but you don't notice that, because the first time you're watching that video, you're like, oh my god, it's so cute, it's bunnies on a trampoline. And only if you do like the old good Disney movie thing, where you realize, wait, some of this doesn't make sense. Like, I see things, what am I seeing? What is wrong with this picture?
Wait. The kangaroo with the plane ticket is AI?
Yes.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, that one absolutely tricked me. That was the most adorable thing ever.
Yes.
No!
No, that one I knew was AI.
No, I'm getting teary-eyed. That makes me so sad.
Kangaroo!
That makes me so sad. That
Thanks,
was so
Psycho.
adorable. Please let me in. I have a ticket, basically. Oh no.
Australia moment.
Yes.
Yeah, but you could also tell it was AI because the video wasn't flipped around.
Ruined Tifa's day.
Yeah! Congratulations, Psycho. You have become an enemy of the state. Thank you. Now Tifa knows this. I didn't realize you didn't know. I hate AI videos.
I thought
genuinely,
that one
I
was
do.
real. Oh, darn it.
I see so little use of it where I don't morally object to it. Like, I fully believe you should hire people that perform the music for your video. You should get actors to act in your video. You should get artists to make the stuff in your videos, because if everybody...
And get real kangaroos to hold your ticket.
Because if for like artsy stuff, if there's things that a human can do, and all of the humans are replaced by AI, eventually, who's still gonna do that job? Nobody. And I don't want to live in that world. And medicine diagnostics are also a thing. Yes. That I'm okay with. Because it helps. It augments the abilities of people.
Also, Skinner sent me a video of MLK doing a WWA promo. What's MLK?
Martin Luther King, the human rights activist.
Oh.
Doing wrestling.
Okay, fair.
I don't know how MLK would feel about that. You know, on one hand, I want to say there's always a little bit of, hey, that's kind of nifty, that's kind of cool. On the other hand, also kind of disrespectful, because, I mean, we can't ask him anymore, he's dead. You know.
Also, what if we replace the jobs with kangaroos?
I'm okay with it.
I am not. And I will tell you why. Because despite the kangaroo with the plane ticket being absolutely adorable and it melted my heart, kangaroos scare the shit out of me. And I do not want a kangaroo in any job where I might eventually visit. Like these small wallabies, like these small kangaroos. They're adorable. They're super cute and I would absolutely be fine with it. But when you have these Australian huge kangaroos that are pure muscle. I've seen a video of a kangaroo trying to drown a dog in a lake and it was the scariest shit I have seen.
The thing is, if you go through Australia or anywhere with kangaroos, which I think is just Australia out in the wild, and if you see a kangaroo standing in a little lake, run, drive, do whatever, fly as fast and as far away as you possibly can.
Don't go to the kangaroo.
What they're doing essentially is act like an Elden Ring enemy, where they want you to come close to them and then they will grab you and drown you in a chokehold. You can look that up. That's what they do. Kangaroos, the big ones, are basically 110% muscle. They have super strong tails, they have super strong legs, and they have super strong arms. You will lose that fight probably. Don't do that. Just watch them in a zoo or look up documentaries about kangaroos being kangaroos out in the wild.
Yeah, that video was the scariest shit I've seen and it ruined kangaroos for me. It was a dog running after one. And at some point the kangaroo runs away and just stands in the water. And then like basically turns back to the dock and it's just waiting there. And this dog is like running through the water, getting there, and you hear the owner in the background.
Because the dog is just trying to protect the owner, you know. The dog is being dog, and the kangaroo is like a health bar pops up. Music
starts playing, and there's this fog at the edge.
Gregorian chanting starts.
You cannot go back anymore. Scary shit, man. I do not want those kangaroos in any place I will go to order my food.
Yeah.
Because then I can't say like I ordered without pickles.
No, I love pickles. I'm definitely allergic to them, but I love pickles.
They will pickle me.
You slowly lose the ability to breathe, you're choking up, your face is expanding. I love pickles.
Everything's fine.
Meanwhile, the kangaroo's like just staring you down.
They also taste weird.
That is true.
Psycho trying a kangaroo beef burger.
Yeah, I have. What am I stepping on? There's something on the ground, but...
Kangaroo is very gamey, you know? In a tough way. I mean, it's pure muscle.
I don't recall it tasting gamey, but it was...
I never tried it.
If I recall correctly, it kind of tasted like a mix between chicken and beef, and it was incredibly tough. Like, it wasn't nice to eat. But then again, it was over 20 years ago. 25 years ago, I think.
I'm gonna pass. We've been to like an expo before where you could try things like crocodile and kangaroo and even camel meat and stuff. Like
everything. Basically everything.
Just the thought is like...
Yeah, no, I'm good.
I'm a white chicken person.
Only the white meat of the chicken, please.
I just want the white chicken breast. And the white fish. I'm also okay with... Actually, not all white fish, just the fish sticks.
Do you also have fries? I have basic taste. Tasted very faint of fish. I don't recall that, but could be. Basically, kangaroo don't taste nice.
That's because it's been waiting in the water to drown things.
That's true.
The fish flavor started to seep into it.
That has to be it. Scientifically, this has to be a reason. Also, Skinner, congrats on being first, second, and not third, because third was Ranger already.
Yeah, but we can all spite Skinner some more.
True.
You can never spite Skinner enough.
Being third is a state of mind. Congrats on being third, Skinner.
Exactly. Like, nice. Deep down, all of us are third.
Or last. By choice. By choice. Thank you for the video, Skinner. I will check it out later.
Oh,
I do want to see MLK doing wrestling for some reason. I think the only non-beef burger I've ever had that I liked was bison. What does that taste like? I would imagine like beef, but gamey.
I really don't like gamey flavor, so I'm also not interested in trying bison.
I forgot what it was that I tried once. It was some sort of game type animal, and it had a very intensive flavor, but it was in this really nice cream red wine sauce.
Deer?
I don't know.
I think...
Animal.
I think deer is quite often served with a red wine sauce.
I couldn't tell you.
And it's also very gamey.
Roughly 20 years ago as well. And before and after that I usually ate normal things. Of the stuff you would normally expect, unless you only have that kind of stuff around, of course. I think I've had elk once before too. The bellowing kind, not the...
It's an onion.
I can never tell if it's an onion or a moon. What emote is that? I'm stupid.
The moon kind. Not that onion makes sense, but moose.
Oh! Okay, now I get it. I don't think you can eat moose. Because have you seen a moose before? They are the size of buildings. I've seen houses smaller than... What's the plural of meese?
Mooses?
I mean goose, geese, moose, meese, right? Or is it mooses? It's mooses.
I'm not sure. In Europe they call moose elk. No, I
Do we?
In most places it's also called moose. Like in Norway you had moose stores. Like we wanted to spot mooses, but we had to go more towards the north for that.
Yeah, that's true. My favorite moose I've ever spotted was white chocolate. That's all I can tell you. Unironically, one of the very few things I still miss from when I could eat, well, when I chose to eat anything, is chocolate mousse and stuff like this. Because 99% of them have gelatin in them. And yes, they make vegetarian and vegan versions, but they don't quite taste the same. It's like, oh, we whipped up coconut oil with flavors. It's like...
Yeah, the vegan ones are either with the chickpea water stuff.
Aquafaba.
Yeah, I don't get the thing about aquafaba. It is not nice. And we tried to whip that up once.
It does look like aqua, but...
Flavor-wise,
it's not the same thing.
And tofu.
Yeah, that is true. Tofu works texture-wise, and it's a great idea nutrition-wise because it's relatively healthy. But you need to mask the flavor of the tofu. Because, you know, there's this common misconception that tofu doesn't taste like anything, which, yes, it doesn't have the most strong flavor. But if you put a lot of plain tofu in your mouth, you will taste something, and that isn't necessarily the flavor you want in a dessert.
Well, it also depends on what type. I know you tried making it once years ago with the normal tofu, but you really need to do that with silken as well.
I actually, because tofu has a kind of slightly nutty flavor, I do like making a chocolate mousse with normal tofu. But you also need to add a lot of chocolate and preferably something like rum that masks the tofu-iness of it. And at that point it's like, yeah, it's alright. It's not the best, but for like 3 ingredients, you know, you melt some chocolate, you throw it in, you put tofu in, then a sip of rum, it's like, it's alright.
Fair enough.
I would eat this.
I've had a venison burger before. It was grim. All I could feel was grizzle, and it tasted like a school diner burger that had been dropped on the floor 69 times and then dragged through sand.
Ew.
That does sound
That...
like a feast on the taste buds.
Did you have to pay for that?
No, I would think so.
Unironically, because if there's a ton of... If you say all you could feel was the gristle, that they didn't put meat in there then. They just put everything in there.
But what if that's what venison is like? I've never had it, I don't know.
Tifa, no living being is just gristle.
I don't know.
That's not how it works. No. You are also mostly cheese, I think. She's Dutch.
It adds to the flavor.
The only good venison I've had is the kind my grandparents used to make, which was mostly tenderizing it into a cubed steak and then fried it. That could be really good.
I don't know why, but I have this mini game from Mario Party.
It looks
Mario
so
Party
good.
8 in my head, where the challenge
Mario Party
is that
Superstar.
Yes, in Mario Party Superstar, if you know it.
It looks so fucking tasty.
There's a challenge where you need to fry a cubed steak
to perfection
on each side, and the one that is done the fastest wins. And it looks divine and absolutely brilliant, but somehow I have that scene in my mind.
Every time we played that mini game, I ever so slightly regretted not eating meat.
It looks so
I'm
good.
not even joking. That is the best looking steak I have ever seen. Maybe I just haven't seen good steaks in real life, but it looks so tasty. I want to bite into this
juicy
steak.
glistening on it too.
Yes, and it looks like just perfectly crispy seared, and then there's like this sauce with it, and people say a lot of things about Nintendo games, you know. I mean, there's really bad examples like Pokemon games. Like, Nintendo games don't look good. Play Mario Party Superstar and do the steak frying mini game. You will never say a Nintendo game cannot look good. And I'm hungry again, thank you.
You're welcome. We've been talking about food the entire time.
Have we? I think I started with somebody pooping really hard. Which technically is food related, it's just the final step of a food.
True.
We're going in reverse. Let's talk about teeth next.
True, it only started at the mousse.
Yeah, that's true. It's like how I've heard you can make a chocolate mousse of avocado. Yes, I've seen that too, and apparently that's a thing. I haven't tried it because avocados are really expensive over here. So that's just not something that I feel like, wasting on a recipe that doesn't work.
So you could get one for like $1, but we're not too big on avocado to buy that anyway.
I like avocado on like some bread with some scrambled eggs. But as a chocolate mousse, maybe I'll try it one day. I haven't yet.
Fair enough.
Maybe.
Also, the best looking steak was the raw cut from Tom and Jerry.
I need to Google that. Steak, Tom and Jerry.
Can't say I know that.
Nah.
Actually, I do remember that image.
To each their own. Like, you can have it. That has way... The marbling looks nice, but the amount of fat around it... Nah, that's not for me. Nah. Tifa can attest that. When I still used to eat meat, because I'm a very basic person, I would order schnitzel a lot because that's cheap and available everywhere in Germany when we go to a restaurant. And then I would sometimes, if it was like a bad cut of meat, I would sit there like a surgeon with a fork and knife in my hand, and I would trace every single line of fat in the meat and surgically remove it. Everybody else was already done eating while I'm still picking the meat apart, put the fat aside, and then I start eating.
Like a surgeon drilling.
Some people like eat raw ham, Schinken as we call it in Germany, like the cured stuff, you know, that's like dry smoked or whatever. It has also this like fat layer around it. Some people can eat that. I cannot. I like the meat stuff, but not the fat around it. I would surgically remove this, every single strand from inside the slice of a cold cut, and throw it away. I can't. I cannot. Thank you for bringing back the bad meat memories.
It came in handy because you were really good at that. I remember, especially at the time around when I first moved here, I once ordered like half a chicken in a restaurant. And I come from a family where you eat that with your hands. And you just
wasn't an option.
Pluck it. But in this restaurant and setting, that wasn't really an option. And I absolutely butchered that chicken because I've never even cut in the chicken like that before. So he had to, and it's with
I was
precise
like, Tifa looked like she was done because she pushed the carcass aside, and I was like, are you done? She's like, yeah, I've eaten all the meat off of the chicken. I'm like, no, you didn't. And then just, because I have done this multiple times in my life at that point, I'm like, click, 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 click. Nowadays, I would have videotaped it and uploaded it. How to disassemble a cooked chicken. Masterclass with a vegetarian.
Surgeon hands.
I think I gave you another 100% of what you had already eaten up until that point.
Yeah. I still kind of see it in front of me.
And just slowly make a pile of bones over on the side for her so she can see the difference.
So the same as you, Jack, but the Tom and Jerry steak does stuff to me.
Fair, but not for me. Maybe you should grill it or prepare it to the point where the fat has just melted away, like it's rendered, I think is the proper term, but nah, not for me.
The universe giving Jack the butcher skill, but with the vegetarian trait is pure irony. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is.
Then again, I have said this to Tifa a couple of times. I don't miss it. Like, the worst thing that can now happen to me is that my grilled cheese could have had more color. You know? Like, if I grill pumpkin, it's like, I'll put it back on for a moment. Like, either it's undercooked, it's well cooked, or it's overcooked. I don't have to deal with the whole I cut into my food and suddenly I realize, oh, there's stuff in there that I didn't anticipate. Or somebody turned the grill back on because this is still raw in the middle and needs to cook for a moment. And if I don't match that exact moment, my food is overcooked and I don't like it either. But there's trade-offs to everything. Just saying.
I mean, that is a positive. I can't. This little fruit fly going back and forth is driving me nuts. Like, fly somewhere else.
We're trying to have a stream here.
It has an entire room to fly.
Imagine, right?
Like,
I showered before the stream, dude. I cannot stink. I mean, I could, but I don't think I do.
Like, I don't miss those things. I don't miss eating meat in general, but I still eat meat in restaurants. We just don't cook it anymore.
Exactly, because you're lazy.
it's something I don't miss, so that's fine. If I eat it like once a month, I'm perfectly good. I don't need to. The one thing I do miss is just carefree shopping.
Yeah.
Not checking the ingredients on everything, including like bread and stuff sometimes. Yeah. Being able to just go into a restaurant.
This looks tasty, I will order this.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
you just eat it.
And go like, hey, I want to eat here, but then it's like, oh no, wait, they have nothing, or it's not labeled, we can't do that. Like, that is a very big downside.
Agreed. That's why I like it when places label their stuff.
BRB time! Oh,
now
we
that you mention it.
Go on a break before Benjima comes in.
Maybe, no. Welcome in, Benjima, how are you doing?
Cheers.
What did I want to say? Oh yes, Tifa, instead of a break, how about you tell all of these wonderful people what has happened the last time we played Higurashi on the Quaint Chapter 8? Matsuribayashi, welcome to the recap. Out of nowhere. No one is ever safe from the recaps. It's like the Spanish Inquisition. Just creeps up on you.
That's a very fast transition. I was not prepared yet. The last time we played Higurashi When They Cry, we finished the first 5 pages of the fragments, and we have learned that...
This is worse than being the Well, we have to do recaps because we play very story-heavy games, and some people, like you, Benjima, might have missed something. So this is a service to all of you, and to everybody who is just happening to watch this, who doesn't want to go through 121 parts before this.
We're so close to the end, though.
That's true.
We're so close to the end.
It's only gonna take like 3 weeks longer.
You really think it's like 3 weeks?
Yeah. You were doing a recap.
Fair enough. The last time we played, we finished the first 5 pages of the fragments. The biggest thing we have learned is that Takano had her budget cut because after Koizumi died, Koizumi died, that portion of the old generation kind of got replaced with a newer generation that wants to focus.
The old warmongering people died, and the new people are like, we like money. Does this make money? No, it's to kill people? Then we don't like it.
Basically. So they also decided to cut the budget for the Irie clinic. It turns out they also fully ridiculed the whole research because they didn't believe in it. Like, how can parasites control human mind? That's not a thing.
This is important, I think. First of all, they told them you get less budget, but you still have budget to finish curing everybody of Hinamizawa syndrome, which should take you about 3 years. So, you know, the people are good, they're saved.
But you need to do it in full secrecy.
Exactly. So nobody can know about this. We will make all of this disappear, and Takano's research, which could also be weaponized, they ridiculed. To the point where she had like a full-on breakdown back to the memory of her grandfather being ridiculed in front of her by basically the same people. I mean, different people, but same scenario. Again,
Takano tried to still get more budget and convince them otherwise of how important this research was. It backfired. We got traumatized once again by people ridiculing everything. And
not everything, just specifically Takano's version of it. I feel like that's important. Nobody at this point doesn't believe Hinamizawa syndrome exists because there are cures for it, like Irie is working on. They ridicule the part that Takano presents them. I believe that is super important.
They even made fun of the notes that her grandmother her grandfather made, which were notified which were written in what she presented. They made fun of both. They believe it exists, but that the late Dr. Takano very much exaggerated what this all means and what it does, and that is the part they ridicule. Which is for both, not just
on
her.
Their side. But carry on. Yeah.
But they don't just ridicule Takano's part. That's the important thing. So Takano, of course, gets all... No, we do not. Takano, of course, gets all depressed, starts drinking herself. Yeah, she got drink. When suddenly a luxurious black car shows up in the rain.
As it so often does in the Japanese countryside in the 80s. Where have I seen that before?
It seems that there were no sailors in that car.
No, but men in black who asked her if she is Mio Takano and asking her to please join them. And then there is a long and somewhat confusing conversation with a young lady who has a weird laugh in a car driving through the night, and for some reason the young lady knows everything about Takano and seems capable of reading her mind. Because every time Takano thinks something, the young lady repeats it and replies to it. To the part where she like psychoanalytically picks her apart and reveals to Takano her true motives, which is, say it with me, revenge.
Yes.
Takano is not a good person. She is not in this anymore. Oh, I want to have a noble goal. I'll make my grandfather world famous. No, world domination, chaos,
What
revenge.
is important to know though, this woman is also part of Tokyo, just
Apparently.
of the Koizumi faction. And they are trying to revive their part and go against the other thing. So there's a split within Tokyo. We definitely know that. That is not mentioned there, but it's already confirmed in other chapters.
We don't know who she is. We don't know what she looks like. We know nothing.
It is definitely this. Besides, I'm quite sure she said she's from Tokyo.
No, she
and
didn't.
we know there's a split in the Tokyo party. She's gonna be the backer that was confirmed in the previous chapter who wants Rika dead in the end.
Tifa refuses to pick up on the fact that the young lady, who is never described in any way, shape or form, exclusively talks about the darkest aspects of Takano's mind, making me believe she is Takano.
Regardless, most important part, she won Takano over. They now work together. That's it.
Yes. Besides that, Tifa started with the end. We tell you the recap, the same way we explored the fragments, out of order. Koizumi has died, just suddenly, out of nowhere. He was doing well, then he had a chest pain, then went to the hospital and died.
And he was like 90.
He was very old, and now he will, I guess, touch butts in heaven. So the funding was cut. Takano suffers from that.
Also, I had said
and that was basically it, right? We didn't have any other.
That's how I
major
started
things.
the recap.
You talked a lot, you lost me.
I'm doing a recap in your style, saying everything, and then it's still not good. This is why we go back to the shorter version of the recaps.
Only if it's cold outside. Was there still anything?
Good guys dress in black. Yeah, I'm not too sure about these good guys.
I think that's specifically a line from the Men in Black song by Will Smith.
Yeah, with the
Good guys dress in black, remember that. Don't know the lyrics well. I think we got the most important parts. So all that's left, I guess, is to go through the things to set up June 1983 and then look at fragments called fragments.
Well, then we go through the purple fragments.
Yeah, the ones with a purple background, the spacey, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly ones.
I think the left one, the first
Tifa,
one.
we're not in the game yet.
Oh.
Stop teasing people. They can't see it.
Oh, I thought you already had the game on.
No, we're talking about Will Smith. But never anybody related to him, because I don't want to be smacked in the face by the guy that played Muhammad Ali. Just in case we come face to face and make contact. Yes, that's it. Exactly.
I need to rewatch Men in Black. It's been so long.
Just listen to the songs.
Don't remember at all.
Why TF are pineapples so good? Wait until you try them on pizza.
Sweet pineapple is so nice.
Yeah, just ate a whole can to myself and I want more.
Come here, Ranger. I have one in the cupboard.
That is true. I recommend...
Not a kidnapping attempt.
Don't go into the white van that has candy. Don't go into the white van that has puppies. Don't go into the white van that has kittens. Go into the pineapple-colored van with Tifa with canned pineapple. BRB, catching the next flight across the ocean. I would love that.
I'm just saying.
I would recommend not eating too much pineapple at once, or any fruit really, because there's a lot of sugar in them. So enjoy in moderation.
Jack coming with health checks. Ooh, what I really...
Health Jacks?
Health.
Yes, that's my new nickname. Please join us on My Favorite Letter is Health Advice, coming soon to screens near you.
What I really want right now is a barbecue pineapple pizza.
Barbecue as in barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
Okay. I want grilled pineapple.
Oh,
Ranger, before you eat all the pineapple that there may be left in your house, try this. If it's canned pineapple, take some out, drain it, drizzle a little bit of sugar on it, and then just put it in a pan and let it caramelize.
That's really good.
Next time you get the grill out and you use it, when you're done, put a slice of pineapple on the grill. Again, maybe add some sugar first. Try that. It's so good. It's so good. Small steps from just eating it. But it's caramelized pineapple.
That is really good. It really is.
Leaving America where pineapples grow to fly to Germany for canned pineapples is just an excuse to visit you guys. Yes.
I'm quite sure our pineapples come from the Philippines or something.
Ranger can take them along and we grill one for him.
Actually, does the Philippines grow pineapple? I don't know.
Wherever pineapples come from.
I need to check my cans where my pineapple comes from.
The store.
Oh, really?
Supermarket. Welcome back, Dark Lord. Just in time for June 1983. The Revenge of Mio Takano is required and Keiichi Maebara Changing Schools is required. We have that. Let's do this. Oh. Oh, okay.
Oh, we go back to the mysterious being or the fourth dimensional being.
Is this the voice from the beyond or is this the sister?
The voice from the beyond.
Okay. Tropical fruit grow in lots of places. There you go. Can they be carried by a European swallow? If the European swallow tries hard enough, yes. It needs to believe.
Seems about right.
Tifa, are you ready?
I'm ready. But are you?
Yes. Been drinking hot tea with honey for my throat.
Suddenly it's starting to feel cold.
A little bit of water.
What's the name of my girlfriend at school?
Benjima, with that nickname, I think she was everybody's girlfriend. Just saying. No shame there, but usually a name like this requires more than the dedicated service to one particular person. With this, do I have all the pieces lined up for 1983? It sure is hard and exhausting.
I did ask, are you ready?
Sorry, I was still talking about the European swallow. It's hard and exhausting. It sure is a hard and exhausting job just lining up the pieces for the month of June. Finally, I'm at the starting line. Beginning from zero at last. Yet, seeing all these colorful fragments together,
They all look purple to me.
I realized just how many sentiments were intertwined around June 1983. I used to think that thoughts of people with no relation to me were useless. But I was wrong. Rika Furude did her best to overcome the fate of June 1983. She did two things. One was to get in touch with the Erie Institute because she knew she would be protected there. Ironically, Takano from the Erie Institute was the one who wanted to kill her, but it was the best move for her at the time. Also, am I getting super tinnitus or is there a weird ringing sound in this background music?
No, there is in the back. This constant ring. It's the after effect from the bell you hear in the songs.
Why would you put that in there?
It seemed like a good idea at first. Yeah, except when you have it on for half an hour.
Yeah. Ranger, enjoy a drink.
The music is a bit loud.
I agree. I feel like I've lowered the volume multiple times already. Is it better now when we talk over it? Because that's how it should be set up. Better? Thumbs up? Let's go like this for a bit. But, like I just said, this is the third or fourth time I've lowered the volume of the game. For some reason, Chapter 8, Matsuribayashi, is the loudest Higurashi.
Yeah, but yesterday you put it back to the middle.
Yeah, but we started streaming Chapter 8 with music all the way to the right.
Oh, like
so I've lowered it in one of the previous streams, when we lowered it again to half, and I took off 20% in the Windows volume mixer, like 2 weeks ago.
I mean, they have had some good background songs in Chapter 8.
It's true. The truth is loud, people. No. The other was to ensure that the Maebara family moved to Hinamizawa. It actually wasn't certain that the Maebara family would move here. Hence, why there is sometimes fates where Keiichi doesn't show up.
True, but that's very rare.
Yeah. All Gucci. Thank you, Psycho. I first decided to move here when the father felt something sentimental at the sight of us on the day he came to view the properties for sale. Question. Now we know. The voice beyond is not Rika. I think because it speaks of Rika Frude in the third person. The voice in the beyond also mentioned Hanyu in the third person.
We already know that this voice travels with Rika.
Is this Oyashiro-sama? Or am I wrong and this is Hanyu?
It's not Hanyu.
Because now we're talking about at the side of us on the day.
Yeah, because it's always there. Remember in the previous chapter where we had like a whole hour introduction on where this thing was that he's
Tifa, I don't
looking
remember what
along
I had for
with
dinner.
Rika.
Yeah, I do remember. Exhibit voice. Yo, I heard you like tinnitus, so I put tinnitus in your visual novel so you could hear tinnitus. Will you hear your own tinnitus? Unfortunately, yes.
Sounds about right.
They first decided to move here when the father felt something sentimental at the sight of us on the day he came to view the properties for sale. And therefore, it was necessary for us to play in that field. It was the trigger for the Maebara family's move. It took me so long to find that out, though. After turning various conditions on and off repeatedly, I finally realized that meeting Keiichi's father at that field was the cause. Keiichi Maebara is a very important key for breaking Rule Z, one of the chains that was binding me. He is the fresh air that's powerful enough to break all the old and evil customs in this village. He created many opportunities, but he also provided me with an important clue by letting me know what a strong conviction and the will to believe is what's important. What?
This is a...
That a strong conviction and the will to believe is what... A comma would have been nice.
It's a long line.
I miss Pimp My Ride. I do too, because for me Pimp My Ride is kind of emblematic for a different era of television. It was completely inconsequential. And I liked that about it.
The one thing that was better than Pimp My Ride though was the extreme house makeover.
Never really liked those.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought those were awesome.
No, because it always was like, hey, look at people having a house. Now they got a nicer house. It's like...
Yeah, but it's a really
I don't
awesome house.
Yeah, but you just showed me something I will never have, and now you showed me a better thing I will never have. A car I might buy. A house? Probably not.
I mean, at this point, no. But back then, you could still get a house for a decent price.
Yeah, I should have bought property when I was 4 months old.
Yeah, you could have.
No, I couldn't have.
You could have. Your grandparent or your parents asked you at 7 whether they should buy the house you lived in or not.
My grandparents...
And you said no, so they didn't.
Why are you lying on the internet, Tifa? I've told the story before. Literally, you are lying to people. My grandparents asked me when I was like 4 if they should buy the apartment they live in.
Oh, sorry, apartment, not house.
And me being 4, I was like, no, Lemao. And then they didn't. They made the decision to not buy property entirely dependent on the random words of a 4-year-old. How much dumber can you be?
Could have been an apartment owner, so that is on you.
Imagine ruining their lives, Jack. I ruined mine. I could have an apartment. My grandma was still around, but I could have an apartment at some day.
Imagine the value now.
Go laugh at me, I guess. don't know about ruining their cars, but I know a lot of people had to end selling them because they couldn't keep up with the running costs. That's another thing.
That makes a lot of sense. And a lot of them weren't even practical anymore. Like
Yes.
you definitely did not have the trunk anymore because those were usually filled with giant subwoofers.
Good luck shopping when you only have a space for your 99-to-1 sound system in your trunk. It's like, cool. I can now hear colors.
The upgrades I did like, or usually liked, were the ones in the the hippie vans.
Yeah.
There you
Make
have
them
like this little,
entertainment.
like living area, which I thought is awesome.
Yo, we put a cinema in your car. Awesome. Nice.
Or a bowling alley in the trunk, like anything.
So pointless. Cool, but also pointless. Yeah, we're able to spruce up some rides without really fixing the initial problems. Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like, it's pimp my ride, not fix my ride. I mean, that's on us, you know, we shouldn't have expected that.
No one said in the fine print that you can still write it after.
Exactly. I mean, technically it's a car. No, let me try to run the sentence again.
Before you do that though, I agree with Benjima that you being apartmentless is on you. Because if I was 4, I would have also said yes. Imagine saying no to that.
I'm sorry, at 4, my biggest hobby was picking my nose.
If I was your grandparents in this economy, I would really hold a grudge against you.
Maybe they do it to some degree. Yeah, that does sound like my family.
Now you may continue.
You describe the makeup industry. Some people can do magic with makeup.
No,
That's crazy.
that's true.
Have your hobbies changed since then? No. I need 2 for this one. Yes, they have, slightly. He created many opportunities, but he also provided me with an important clue by letting me know that a strong conviction and the will to believe is what's important in standing up against a powerful fate. But I wasn't the only one who wanted him here. People in the Sonozaki family who wanted to wipe out the nastier traditions of the village also wished for him. Mion Sonozaki vowed to herself to protect Satoko and Satoshi because she was very much bothered by how irrational the treatment of the Hojo family was. And on the night Satoshi Hojo disappeared, she exploded over... On the night Satoshi Hojo disappeared, she exploded at Oryo Sonozaki and voiced her true feelings. Oryo Sonozaki understood. Oryo herself had to come...
Are you okay? Do you want a sip of coffee?
I am drinking water because my mouth is sticky. And I don't know why. Oryo herself had come to understand the wicked customs of her village and had been wanting to do something about it. But she didn't have the power to do so herself, so she entrusted it to the fresh air that was blowing in from the outside.
No, thank you.
I told you you're getting the 4D experience and I will stick with that until the end. That was why the lots went on sale, so the Maebara family could move in. Probably from European swallowing. You just witnessed a European swallowing. Was I Benjima's girlfriend? I don't remember that. Weird. Even if I danced in that field, if Oryo hadn't put the lots on sale, Keiichi couldn't have come. And Reina Ryugu, who provided many important opportunities for Keiichi Maebara, was saved by returning to Hinamizawa after the deep emotional trauma of her parents' divorce sent her into terminal condition. Keiichi Maebara's wish to restart his life was the same wish Reina Ryugu had a year prior. Maybe that's why Reina was able to understand Keiichi. It's like a miracle where one can recognize moments in a certain fragment from another fragment. If it can use the lessons learned from one fragment, then humans won't make those mistakes. The game pieces will make their best moves, and the chances of winning this game of June 1983 will rapidly increase. In other words, Reina Ryugu makes extremely important moves on this game board without realizing it. The mighty rule Z that surrounded the Hojo siblings was eventually smashed by their actions. Of course, Satoko overcoming herself was also a big help. Their hands met only because they reached from both sides. Keiichi and Reina are the ones who taught me that. Mion is the one who made it Mion is the one who made it possible for them to move here, and she also helped them to become familiar with the village. That's not all. Irie is also an important piece with significant functions of his own. Feeling empathy for Satoko, he is the most influential piece on the board we call Hinamizawa syndrome. His existence is capable of defeating Rule X. That's my least favorite letter, by the way. Keiichi and Reiner's determination and subsequent awakening taught us that it was possible to fight against Rule X, but they didn't defeat it. Defeating Rule X requires the existence of Irie, who has the strong will to discover a cure for the syndrome. I didn't know Irie held this many thoughts within him.
I didn't know this scientist had so many thoughts. Like, if we're talking about me, I would get it, but there it's like... We've already established the clapping monkey.
Yeah, monkey with symbol toy. I'm sorry, he was very much, smooth skin, harem of maids.
I'm sorry, but he's a doctor and a scientist.
And?
I think that already says something that he might have a little bit more thought in that head of his.
No, Tifa, do you know how many doctors are actually idiots? Just because you're good at medicine doesn't mean you...
No, but there's still a bit more thought going on in there.
You use your brain for other things. Nah, not a guarantee. And he's a pervert too underneath. Hey! Yeah.
Which means there's a constant thought probably going on in there.
He seems to have some sort of issue with consent all of his life, because first he lobotomized people without their prior agreement to this, and then later on he's really touchy with girls and boys, all of which are underage. Yeah, slightly weird.
Nah, he's not. Also,
yes.
Did you only just turn on the fan?
The fan has been on before the stream, Tifa.
Oh, because now I'm getting cold. See, suddenly goosebumps.
Think of something hot. Like me.
I'll think of a European swallower.
Thanks, Benjima. This stream's derailments have been brought to you by Hideo Benjima. I always thought he was rather absent-minded, but he is, in fact, an important and powerful piece. So, if we gather all this power, can we win against Takano's will? I've seen Takano's thoughts too. Sadly, her will is strong and can't be easily broken. It's no wonder our fate in June 1983 has been so hard to shake, no matter how hard we fought. The sentiments I've been turning towards it pale in comparison to how many she's brought into it. The weight of our game pieces are different, because I've given up on fighting while she has been risking her life to fight on.
Like, this, on the other hand, makes it sound like Hanyu again, but it doesn't have Hanyu's personality one bit.
I've spent time sulking and drinking wine to escape from reality. I must be a very light piece indeed.
And now it's Rika again.
But also not Rika.
Yeah.
I think it's Oyashiro-sama.
Like, sometimes it talks as us, then it's like I did this. Like, oh, are you just traveling along with Rika? Or are you not?
I think we're getting to a point where Oyashiro-sama's less is used as a title, which is what we've kind of done at some point. And now we're pointing towards Oyashiro-sama, the entity.
I guess, yeah.
I can't win against Takano with what I have so far. I need more pieces to be able to win. The officer Oishi once showed the possibility of becoming a strong ally. But he's under the misunderstanding that the Sonozaki family caused that death of his dear friend, so until that gets resolved he won't be of any help. I don't know how I can resolve that misunderstanding.
Just find the arm.
But I just have to believe in it and keep throwing the die. Just like Keiichi and Reina constitute a chance to change fate, maybe Akasaka has the power to create a chance as well. Is that how far back we must go? The curse of 1983 is tied to the curse of Hinamizawa. The curse can't be broken by inner power alone. It takes power from outside as well. Both sides have to reach out, otherwise the hands won't meet, just like what happened with Satoko. But Akasaka has never come to our aid. Even if he did, it was always too late. Too late. Far too late. But if I keep throwing the die, Will Akasaka's game piece eventually appear? Yeah, just kill his wife. Then he doesn't have a reason to leave.
No, he came back when his wife did not die. Remember in chapter 7? Was that 6? No, that was 7.
In 7, he came back for a vacation because his wife survived.
Yeah, exactly. So his wife needs to survive and then he comes back.
Or maybe he just never needs to meet her. Akasaka needs to be single for the world to be saved. The final rule, Rule Y, involves the evil masterminds who are using Takano as their own game piece. To defeat them, I need a very strong opponent for her. And the only one I can think of is none other than Akasaka from the police department.
I did not see that one coming.
To defeat them, I need a very strong opponent for her. The only one I can think of is none other than Akasaka from the police headquarters in Tokyo. There are more pieces who would lend me their power. I need to gather them all, otherwise I can't win against Takano. The preparation of the game board is complete, but I need more pieces. It's only the beginning.
But that was a fragment, preparation of the game board, I think.
Yes, and now that has happened. How would Akasaka topple Tokyo? How do you... I know this is gonna be sounding weird given the current climate of things, but how do you disable the deep state? Because that's what Tokyo is. It's a shadow government within the government.
I also don't get how we come to the conclusion that Akasaka is the one to solve all of this.
Because he is from Tokyo. And he's from Tokyo, so maybe he can defeat Tokyo. I don't know. A fragment of Himatsubushi? So wait.
Oh, all of them are the game board must be, or most of them are the game board.
We can do all of them. How about we try to do them in order? Tifa.
Go ahead.
I need to look up the order. I'm not looking up a walk for anything. I'm literally looking at the name of the chapter so far. The first one was Onikakushi. A fragment of Onikakushi. Please reinstall chapter 1. In order for Keiichi Maebara to become a game piece that can lead everyone, there's something he has to learn about first.
This card game.
With a piece that's very painful, pitiful and sad. He has to learn about his friends and he has to learn to not doubt them. He doesn't know the importance of trusting his friends. He doesn't know just yet. A slight mistrust grows into paranoia and Keiichi Maebara is trapped within Rule X. At the end of Rule X, Keiichi leaves a sad note and dies.
Okay, so short recap of chapter 1.
While it may be very bitter and very painful, it also puts him through the process of learning something very important. Hey, Hanyu. You didn't have to apologize. In the few days he left Hinamizawa to attend his relative's funeral. Tragically, he experienced an outbreak. But I think this was necessary as his first step towards learning something important. The very first step towards smoking out Rule X and eventually defeating it. When this piece was all I had, I didn't even think of that though. These are super short apparently.
I am loving this. Okay, so short recaps for every chapter. Okay,
that's not even a recap.
Yes, it kind of explained what happened that
blah blah.
That in chapter 1, Keiichi was the one that went nuts because of this. This is what he had to learn. And that's exactly it. That is a recap.
That's not a recap. Not even close.
That is a recap.
That's a summary of the story. No, sorry. That's a summary of the relevance of chapter 1 to the overarching story.
I'll take it. It's a recap of the relevance.
Chapter 2 was Watanagashi, so a fragment of Watanagashi. At this point, I think we might finish all the fragments tonight.
At this point, I'm just ready for it to be over and get a conclusion.
Yeah, same. This game piece reminds us that no matter what happens on this game board, everything is due to the curse of This game piece reminds us that no matter what happens on this game board, everything is due to the curse or the Sonozaki family pulling someone's strings. No, to put it in my words, this is the piece that makes everyone aware of the existence of Rule Z.
I was not aware until they forced Rule Y and Z down my throat in
And
chapter
X.
5?
7.
Oh, was that in 7?
Yeah.
I thought it was sooner. I wasn't aware until then.
It's hard to notice with just this piece, but this is a complicated fragment where Shion Sonozaki, while trapped in Rule X and mistaking it for Rule Y, is hurled about, comes to notice the existence of Rule Z. This is also the piece that teaches us the rules of a game board. By the way, the piece called Shion Sonozaki is a piece coming from the outside, from the game's point of view. She dislikes Satoko Hojo at first, but through this and another piece she learns something important. Challenges Rule X and then grows to be a powerful piece to fight Rule Z. The most ridiculous part of this fragment is that it's hidden so cunningly and doesn't seem that way.
Do you need a short break after this one?
No, I need a different writer again. Or a different font. Cannot be my fault. The most ridiculous part of this fragment is that it's hidden so cunningly and doesn't seem that way at all with just a passing glance. Learn from your mistakes. Please become a powerful piece and lend me your strength to defeat my enemies.
Okay, this one I did not feel was really a sum up, but well.
I feel like we just were told something super important, but I feel like I'm sitting in physics class. It's like, okay, you can break light into different colors with a prism. And?
Just let it wash over you.
Yeah. What's the significance of that in this?
Just somehow absorb it so that later we can go, oh.
Of course. Tifa, how about we make like passing wisdom and take a short break so that you all can take this moment to let all of this information wash over you. Absorb it and let it be part of your being so that hopefully, I assume all the rest of the fragments will make more sense.
I think that means BRB.
Yes, BRB.
We're back.
We are, and I have once again done enunciation exercises, so I will completely fuck up my words in the next sentence.
And I'm still cold.
That's okay. The third chapter was Tatarigoroshi, so let's try to find that. There we go, a fragment of Tatarigoroshi. Red leather, yellow leather.
Oh, that was said yesterday. What was that again?
I think Dark Lord yesterday already was trying to give me enunciation exercises, and I read it and I thought, kinky outfit. Could be an X-Men.
Or it could be Tepe.
Or it could be Tepe's outfit. It's an enunciation thing. Thank you very much.
Red letter, yellow letter. I did.
What? Yeah, and if I realize I'm saying it like this, I start over the line. You just keep going. I feel like I just said this to Tifa during the break too. That's the difference when my lines take longer. I flub a word and I start over. Tifa flubs a word and then she just tries to stick the landing and just carries on.
Yeah. Or if I do repeat myself, I don't repeat everything that is on screen. I just repeat the last line and not all last 3 lines.
Can I tell you something?
That also makes sense.
But I haven't told you before? Tifa's like, oh shit, what is it now?
I'm expecting a certain answer and I'm waiting for it.
The other day I was watching Ranger's stream, and Ranger said that he can't be around for the whole thing sometimes, but he puts us on in his little earpiece and he listens along. And it's kind of like an audiobook with a lot of detours. Like there is a story but the narrator refuses to tell you occasionally. And then just carries on at some point. And that was super sweet. That really made my heart grow like 2 sizes. But I realized there are people listening along to this. And if I fuck up my words, that's not the best experience I can give them. So I want to do this as cleanly as best as I can.
Well, you are.
And if you don't, you're a horrible person.
No, you are the doing it as cleanly as possible, and that is perfectly fine. But I am the marketing counterpart of mispronouncing things on purpose, so that people get aggravated and go like, "That's not how you pronounce it," on YouTube, giving us more interaction.
Tifa,
I thought about this.
Tifa, that is the most toxically disgusting thing you have ever said. You've never told Tifa that before? Doubt. I haven't, not like this. You were grifting all this time. You know the scary thing? That we all cannot tell if she was just serious. Huh? I don't think she is. But can we ever be sure?
With how native speaker English I am.
I think
there's no way I would mispronounce it.
I think it's completely fair to get excited and mispronounce words, or read a line and then get the cadence wrong, and then just, like Tifa, carry on, or like I do, go like, no, damn it, focus. Cannons to the left of them.
Cannons! No, but you get taken out of it if things are mispronounced, yes. So you start over. I get taken out of it if you get stuck on the mispronunciation and then just keep repeating it, and then maybe like 6 times if it is me.
You know who also got taken out? Tepe, but not too soon.
So we are just 2 different sides of the die.
Can I lead back into the game?
I mean, I guess you could. I'm just explaining the differences between us in that specific part.
Ultimately, because I feel like the question still lingers, is Tifa grifting the entire time? No, I honestly doubt she... And I mean this in a positive way. She lacks the brain capacity for that. No, because listen, and I mean this. To imagine...
Wait, I like how he goes like, oh, I mean this.
Yes. Why would I lie? There's a camera pointed at me and I'm clipped into a microphone. Oh, why would I make up things?
My coffee's going back up. Sorry, continue.
Imagine your miserable piece of shit existence if every single time you do something like this, you think, how do I phrase it to maximize the worst of humanity? I think Tifa is too innocent for that, too naive for that, and so challenged with giving you the best experience possible that she wouldn't have the option to spare any amount of capacity to trying to play you for fools. And I say that because at least that's what applies to me.
I think in general that requires thinking before you speak.
Yeah, we don't normally do that.
I don't normally do that, no.
And as proof, I would like to give you Exhibit A, at least half of my jokes. Like, do you really think was I prepared? Tifa, can you scroll down the teleprompter? I don't know the next part of the script. Long road to say she's too nice to do that. That's the less funny and just more sincere way of saying it, yeah.
I'm adorable.
Also...
Excuse me?
Hot take. Yes, you are precious, very precious.
Exactly.
She's not too nice to do that. She's too much of a human to do that. Because, again, hot take, if your entire existence is based around spewing hate and manipulating people into doing certain things, you're a piece of shit. And I think you don't enjoy life. How do you sleep at night? I just sit here, I play video games, and I talk shit for a couple hours a week. You know? It's not deeper than that. It's entertainment. Meanwhile, Mastermind Tifa over here, what can I say to bait them for maximum engagement statistics?
Wait, have we spoken about cannibalism lately?
Oh, well... No. Sus. Not really. It's coincidences. Now.
I think not. Oh, that was not the correct follow-up.
Tifa, would you kindly give me the shovel you're using to dig a hole that nobody put you in, that you keep jumping into? For no reason, too. No, my mind is running away. You know those movies and stuff where they have like these mafia type characters that grab somebody and then they drive off into a forest, and then at gunpoint they force the person to dig their own grave and lay down in it, and then they just shovel the dirt on them. We're all sitting here. It's like a beach resort kind of thing, right? We're all sitting here. We're all chatting, having fun, having some snacks, some drinks. You're all probably waiting for me to read my fucking lines. Meanwhile, Tifa is over at the beach looking over at us. How much deeper do I need to dig to bury myself?
No.
For no reason.
I don't feel like I usually don't feel like I'm burying myself.
Do you realize the smell of the earth around you as you dig deeper and deeper?
I'm standing on top of a very, very big hill, so no matter how deep I dig, I will never land on the ground. It's like a mountain.
That sounds awfully deep. What is that big hill you stand on?
It's probably as high as the Mount Everest. Like before I actually managed to bury myself under a level where you guys believe I'm burying myself, yeah, well, I still need to stream a couple more years.
All of this just gave me big, I'm rubber, you're glue energy. No you, but with more words. Meanwhile, Tepe is standing there like a piece of shit. Let's read that line so you can go away.
I'm rubber, you're glue.
This piece shows us the existence... Excuse me, I'm trying to read.
Go ahead.
This piece shows us the existence of the unreasonable Rule Z surrounding Satoko and reveals the most powerful adversary... Fuck you, Tifa. This piece shows us the existence of the unreasonable Rule Z surrounding Satoko and reveals the most powerful adversary rule on the game board, Rule Y. Can the rules X, Y, and Z be seen now? The enemy we need to fight, the things we need to learn, all are gathered and revealed here in this fragment. At this point, it's impossible to reach Rule Y. Fighting against Rule Z's effect on Satoko is the best that can be done.
I should have written these down because I already forgot what the rules are.
But in this piece, we make a mistake in our approach for fighting it. The outcome we gain through erroneous means is erroneous itself. Keiichi Maebara learned that through his own experiences. A tragedy doesn't possess the power to overcome tragedy. Violence doesn't possess the power to overcome violence. If they can grasp that, all the pieces on this game board will learn the true way to fight. But Takano is too powerful. The shocking end of his piece doesn't allow us to learn it that easily. I can tell you while this loads. Rule X, someone always goes berserk. Rule Y, Takano and Tomitake always die. Rule Z, Ooishi and Takano always make it worse. Now, time for number 4. Himatsubushi. There we go. A fragment of Himatsubushi. This piece is the only one that's so distorted. That's because it's from long before June 983. Therefore, the existence of this piece has no effect whatsoever in the game we're playing on this board. But is this really a useless piece? The identity of Rule Y has been completely exposed by now. With the backing of a mighty organization, it is powerful enough to swallow up the small solidarity of individuals. I almost gave up on this game because of its irrational power. That's why I'm thinking that maybe there's a piece hidden somewhere that's strong enough to fight against such a formidable enemy. Mamoru Akasaka works at the police headquarters in Tokyo and might have the power to stand up to such a vast conspiracy. Can his power withstand even Rule Y? Just like Keiichi Maebara defeated Rule Z, will he be able to defeat Rule Y so easily? We need everyone's strength, so Akasaka's strength is needed as well. Okay, cool, let's just speedrun the fragments. I have no clue how they're gonna do the rest of the chapters for this game. I will be very confused. Number 5, Miyakashi. There we go, a fragment of Miyakashi. Oh, back to reality. This is the piece of Shion Sonozaki who goes mad after being taken in by Rule X.
In the end.
And that's the end. Oh well, shit sucked. With no room for sympathy, this is such a painful piece that one can only have pity. It distinctly identifies the keyhole of a padlock called Rule Z. Keiichi Maebara becomes a key himself to pry open this padlock. And as Mian Sonozaki wished for, he becomes a wind that clears out the stagnant air filling the village. This piece also teaches us an important lesson. Shion Sonozaki learns through this piece and then becomes a strong ally for Satoko Hojo. In that way, maybe Satoko Hojo is a piece that represents the padlock for Rule Z. Unless she is saved, Rule Z can't be defeated. And when she is saved, that means Rule Z is defeated. This piece indicates only that. That's the only thing Shion Sonozaki learned by gambling her life. But now, I think that's very important. Every time I see Satoko and Shion argue about pumpkins, I think about that. What is the author trying to tell us?
Well, we're almost at the end.
I feel like I get the vibe, but I don't perceive it as plain information.
Same, but I think they just want to get you back into everything that has happened.
I guess.
To solve the mystery.
A fragment of Tsumi Horoboshi for chapter 6. This game piece has a very important meaning for us, because it showed us for the first time that it was possible to poke a hole in the fate of the June of 1983. To start from the conclusion, everything gets taken in by Rule Y at the end, and all our effort is wasted. But we're challenging the great law that governs this game board, Rule X, head on. We're using everything we've learned so far from other fragments which prove we can defeat it. We grow by learning. In a game with no hope of winning, we can discover a slight chance of victory. This piece taught us that. With this game piece, Rule X was almost completely defeated. Keiichi Maebara and our other friends won't be led astray by something as pathetic as the Hinamizawa's... the Higurashi syndrome. Keiichi Maebara and our other friends won't be led astray by something as pathetic as the Hinamizawa syndrome and dance and tragedy any longer. It has also told us that the rules aren't indestructible and are possible to overcome. In other words, it has given us, the ones who are on the outside of the game board, hope. It's an important fragment that serves as our turning point and the trigger for everything else. At least these are short. But I think I'm beginning to get it. We need to find out how to dismantle the rules. Rule X is someone always goes berserk. We need to find a way to make everybody not succumb to Hinamizawa syndrome. Rule Y, Takano and Tumitake always die. We should, if possible, try to prevent the death of Tumitake and the death of Takano, which is just the disappearance, basically.
Well, if Tumitake doesn't die, Takano won't set up her own death, probably.
Hopefully, yes. And Rule Z, Oishi and Takano always make it worse. I don't think we can fix Takano always making it worse. That's going to be the grand twist at the end, that we find a way to do this. Hence, maybe Akasaka influencing this. But Oishi is more likely.
He did not make it worse in chapter 7, though.
He usually does. A fragment of Minagoroshi. The game piece that uncovers the invisible Rule Y that has been pulling the strings from the beginning. Because the impression of that is so strong, it's easy to forget about something very important. We can't forget that this piece also... I am suddenly Satoshi.
me.
We can't forget that this piece also shows the path towards destroying Rule Z. While Rika Frude lamented Rule Z as impossible to defeat, it was hardly a match for Keiichi Maebara and the others once they learned everything they needed to. They knew the correct way to fight and fought according to the rules of the game board. As a result, we win, and that fact is more valuable than anything for us. Keiichi Maebara taught me a lesson. There is no need to subject ourselves to any fate. The will to believe can defeat anything. The fate that I was always subjected to was created by Mio Takano's own conviction. So what he says is correct. To defeat her conviction, we need a stronger conviction of our own. Strong will can be pierced only by another strong will. We defeated rules X and Z and then challenged the final rule, Rule Y, but we needed more pieces. Each piece fought at its best, but the strength of our enemy's pieces, led by Mio Takano, were just too powerful. She didn't even give us mercy, she squished us completely and made us restart the game all over again. Although we lost, we didn't give up the resolve in our hearts. Because we finally found the true culprit and also found a clue for how to fight against her. We can't win with the pieces we have now. We don't have a powerful enough conviction or a strong enough will. But Hanyu and I will keep trying. We'll roll our die repeatedly, look for the greatest result, collect pieces, and try again. With a will stronger than Takano. Didn't you think of giving up several times before you got to this point? But you made it because you believed in me and followed me here. We're almost there, we can do it. Let's create the last piece. It will be the ultimate piece, and we won't need anything else. The very last piece of all. Come on, let's collect the pieces. Let's collect miracles.
I'm kinda hoping we're not gonna go through like an entire chapter worth of material again.
Please give your hopes, desires and dreams to me. What do you mean a whole chapter? That's exactly what's gonna happen. We're gonna unravel this step by step. And I have a feeling this one might be more interactive in the sense that in every chapter from now on, we will probably need to make decisions to lead to that perfect ending.
I mean, the way it's set up, having to make a choice makes sense. But it also somehow doesn't fit, so I'm not sure.
Only one way to find out.
Yeah.
Everybody, we made it! We made it to the final fragment of the 50, I think it was.
GG.
I didn't think this day would come today. I thought this was gonna be Friday.
Yeah, we're not at the final one. Or did we? Great. We're gonna unlock 20 more pages, won't we?
After the fragments is before the fragments. A fragment of Matsuribayashi. After collecting miracles from all 7 fragments, I finally got a hold of this one. This fragment holds our final fate. But before we take a peek, please wait for just a little bit. The fate that's inside will be decided the moment we take a peek. Have I told you about the story of the cat in the box? If I ever need to read about Schrodinger's fucking cat one more goddamn time, why? Why does every visual novel have to have Schrodinger's cat in it?
Because it's deep.
It's really not though.
At this point,
it's really not.
It's deep.
Psycho Redeemed, add a command. Here we go.
What's it gonna be?
What would you like it to do? Schrodinger. Is it with SH or SCH? I can quickly Google that.
SCH.
It's SCH. What would you like it to do? Quickly making space in my little OneNote file. Schrodinger. I'll get reading. Schrodinger's cat and its consequences have been a disaster for fiction. Yes, I agree. I will add that during the break. Thank you very much. Have I told you about the story of a cat in the box? Is the cat in the box alive or dead? If you open the box, you'll know, but you won't know until you open it. It could be alive and it could be dead. In other words, before you open the box, the living cat and the dead cat simultaneously coexist. And the moment you open the box and find out the truth, the incorrect answer disappears. The inside of this fragment is the same principle. The future we desire and the future Takano desires simultaneously coexist. My voice is going. No, you can't know. Exactly. This is not what Schrodinger's cat is about.
Do you know? Yes, we know about this. Good.
Yeah. I would like to skip this now. The future we desire and the future Takano desires simultaneously coexist. They are opposing and denying each other. Once we take a peek, one of those futures will disappear. If we have enough pieces, we can take a look inside this fragment. But we've only had the same pieces lined up the same way on the game board. And the game under the same condition was Takano's complete victory. We've already tried that in the Minagoroshi fragment. We need more pieces. We need the help of a piece that's powerful enough to defeat Rule Y. Until I get a hold of that piece, it's too scary to take a peek inside this fragment. But how do I get such a piece? It's a piece I've never gotten a hold of before. To obtain it, I need to look just one more time. I need one more miracle to obtain that piece. There's another fragment. You're telling me there's a fragment to tell me there's another fragment?
It's gonna be an entire chapter's worth of story.
Leftover fragments. Do you need the final miracle? Yes, apparently.
Give it to me, baby.
Fragment. Higurashi is Jack's dad, confirmed. Oh my god. I can't believe my dad predicted Higurashi when he gave birth to me. I mean, he didn't give birth to me, that would be strange. When he spawned me. You know what I'm saying. When he was there during the conception part.
If this was the revelation right now, I would stop playing.
Tifa, through this disappointment, I have another revelation for you. During the previous break, I didn't go pee. And I need to know.
BRB again. We're back.
We are. Alright. I have water, I have hairband, I've been to the bathroom.
But did you bring your words?
I hope so. My mouth. What is this? I never noticed this tiny little fragment. Sometimes a fragment gets cracked and it breaks. Just like how the fate we believe in cracks sometimes. A damaged fate is no longer the same fate it was. Then which fate does this piece belong to? I picked up the tiny fragment and tried to match it with the fragments I have in my hand. And the last fragment I picked up was the Himatsubushi fragment.
That was? Which chapter?
I don't know. Why are you asking me questions? Himatsubushi was chapter 4. We're setting up why Akasaka is gonna be the solution to this all. This fragment was distorted from the beginning. And look. See? This tiny piece fits perfectly. With this tiny fragment, how will the world change? What kind of miracle will occur? The whole world warped. Since I put the broken piece back where it belonged, the distortion's centered on the crack. But that doesn't mean I can't take a peek inside. It's already past 1985. It's a time long after Rika Furuta and her friend's stories tragically ended in June 1983.
Oh, let me guess, it's the part after Takano's stories were all published. You know, all of the theories like parasites and aliens. all of those conspiracy theories, because one of the things ended with Akasaka reading through all of them on a blog online.
True. He mentioned the books that were given to somebody, that were uploaded, the Takano files or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Beep, zoog. With some mild interference, an order crackled through their headsets. All units, the chief has a message for all of you, so listen up.
Good work, everyone. The local police have given us 15 minutes to wrap this up, but I'm only giving us... You cursed me. Good work, everyone. The local police have given us 15 minutes to wrap this up, but I'm only giving you a few seconds. Don't let a single person escape. The main target is a diplomat. Don't let him suspect you're a cop, just grab him. But make sure you leave no injuries. It'll lead to problems if you do. How do you, within seconds, grab somebody without leaving just a bruise? Doesn't make sense to me.
You can grab people without bruising them. They're dirtbags who hide under diplomatic immunity to deal with the local gangsters. They launder money from drug dealing and force people into the sex trade to pay off high-interest debts. According to the local embassy, some of the victims are younger than teenagers.
I would accidentally maybe tackle one of them a bit too hard. Shitbags.
Normally this would be a simple case. What with the perpetrators being gangsters. But when the police found out that a foreign diplomat was involved, things got much more complicated all of a sudden. Diplomats have diplomatic immunity. Oh, now I'm starting. Diplomats have diplomatic immunity, so the police can't arrest him. But they knew he was an important figure in the whole scheme, and there was no doubt that he was the middleman between the foreign criminal organization and the Japanese gangsters. They couldn't let him escape.
Higurashi predicted the Epstein files?
It'd be easy to deport him, but that wouldn't solve anything. The police had asked the embassy for assistance, but they denied the request. And the case was put on a standstill at that point. That's when they found out that the organization was going to be selling the
The Shelf Defense Force.
I think you cursed me.
The newest venture of your local furniture store together with your local army.
It protects you.
Yeah, the Shelf Defense Force. It's like Transformers, you know?
You cursed me. I was perfectly fine before.
No, I doubt that, but sure.
That's when they found out that the organization was going to be selling the Self-Defense Force's classified radar and missile technology secrets.
Wait, sorry, slow down. There is an evil organization that launders money, does child sex trafficking, and somehow has SDF radar and missile technology secrets.
It doesn't fully sound like Tokyo.
It does sound like Tokyo, but why would one particular group do all three things?
The sex trafficking does not sound like Tokyo so far.
Why? Money gotta come from somewhere.
I guess. The Public Safety Division then had to move on to the premise to protect this classified government information. And today was the day that operation was set to go. 2 men at the front stairs, 2 men at the underground entrance, 4 men at the back door. All suspects are believed to be armed.
2 more than usual, huh?
It will only take 2 seconds more for him. He never shows anyone mercy.
Can you hear that, Akasaka? You're on point. Be careful. Okay, let's move. This is Akasaka. I copy. Let's go. Also, am I putting this together correctly? They would have been turning a blind eye if it was just money laundering and child sex trafficking, but the fact that they have self-defense force classified secrets, that's why they need to act?
Seems to be the case, yeah.
Oh, this is also disgusting.
Yeah, but the rest doesn't harm the country in that sense. A man suddenly appeared around the corner downtown. It was Akasaka. He displayed none of the naivety that he did when he first met Rika. When he got to the entrance of the underground club, a bouncer with a heavy foreign accent stopped him.
This place... Wait. A heavy accent.
This place, members only.
No. No, wait. This place, members only.
That sounds too...
Do you have a membership card?
That sounds too waiter in a fancy French restaurant.
Yeah. Are you saying a Metro D cannot change course and become a bouncer?
Alright, fair.
Why does it always have to be, you know, the evil Russian guy or the evil Eastern European guy or the evil whatever guy?
Why can't Australian worked?
Why can't they be French?
Alright, yeah.
Germany has been evil too many times, so it's their turn now. Thank you, France.
Akasaka pulled a card out after being asked. It was a card that was very difficult to forge, so they could only get one. As the man on point, he was the one to receive it. The bouncer let him in after confirming he had a membership card. Akasaka-san passed the bouncer at the entrance. He's going down the stairs.
Come on, Akasaka.
At the bottom of the staircase, there was an overly decorated door like the ones you'd see at a high-class club. The venomous glow of the cocktail lights lit it up, silently warning everyone it was an entrance to a den of the devil.
Welcome. May I see your membership card?
Again.
That's the brother.
It's okay, we'll get Peter Stormare to play. Peter
Stormare.
Oh, who's that?
The guy who plays like every other evil guy, and he's really good at doing the evil guy henchman accents, even though that's not what he usually sounds like. He also played the devil. I will not say in what because it's a spoiler. That guy.
His face seems
He's Swedish.
familiar.
He's Swedish. I don't think he's ever played a Swedish person in anything I've seen him in.
Go down. Have I seen him in anything?
Prison Break, Constantine. He was in Armageddon apparently. Fargo, The Big Lebowski, John Wick Chapter 2.
Okay. I've definitely seen him then.
You have. We've watched him in Prison Break together.
The guard at the entrance took the membership card and put it through the card reader on the wall.
Beep! With a French accent.
An error sound. Slight perspiration could be seen on Akasaka's forehead. The guard swiped the card a couple of times more.
It's like that mini-game in Among Us. Beep!
Oh, I hate that
Beep.
one.
The admin can't swipe.
Beep.
Beep!
Akasaka-san's having a problem.
They better change the system. If Akasaka's encountering trouble, we'll change plans. Secure her safety pronto.
The expression on the guard with him steadily grew dour. His right hand reached inside of his jacket, probably fingering his gun. Oh, that's TOS.
Ding!
The buzzer suddenly rang with a delightful tone and the card reader flashed a green light. Immediately after that, the lock on the door opened up.
Peter Stormare, though Swedish, will play almost any given European accent. I think he might have been Swedish in Comet in Moominland. Possible. Okay. I remember once seeing an interview with him on one of the late night shows where they go, so how did you end up playing the bad guy so many times? He's like, well, I look this way, and then there was a casting call for somebody with like an Eastern European accent, and I just told my accountant, my manager, I can do that. So I went there pretending to be from that country, and I just talk with heavy accent, you know, and then they were like, yeah, you got the part. So I talk with the accent. Something like that. It's amazing. And again, he's an actor, you know.
Part of it.
That's kind of what they do. They pretend to be something they're not. Thank you for waiting. Please, head on inside.
The guard pulled his hand out of his jacket and opened up the heavy door.
No more fingering action.
Loud music and flashing colorful lights spilled out from the inside.
It's the only sound I can make.
From within that, a well-dressed guard appeared to welcome Akasaka.
I hope he's not called guard because he's gonna sound French again.
Membership card, please?
Membership card?
At this moment, his first mission was accomplished. Having acted as the go signal for the remaining units, Akasaka was also in the dangerous position of being in enemy territory all by himself. The door was the biggest obstacle for their ambush. The door locked automatically, so whenever it was closed, it was also sealed that way. It was a solid door and nearly impossible to open from the outside. Somebody had to not only open that door, but keep it open for several seconds in order for the raid to begin. Akasaka was the only one who could do that.
Akasaka. Entrance secured. Commence operation!
The complex on the other side of the club was getting a new tenant, and there were 2 trucks parked in front of the building. But of course, that was just a disguise. The door to one of the trucks opened and several dozen plainclothes investigators jumped out. That's not suspicious at all.
Why would you investigate plain clothes? There's nothing wrong with it. My chair agrees that this was a horrible attempt at a joke.
It really was. The same thing was happening at the back door too. The ground level guards noticed this and began to draw their guns, but were taken down immediately by nearby investigators who had been pretending to be innocent bystanders. Several dozen investigators quietly went down the underground stairs.
It's like that scene in The Matrix where suddenly everybody looks the same as...
Copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. These narrow underground stairs were another obstacle to their operation. Everything would end up on the security camera. Their raid would become known within a few seconds.
That's okay, because I have 360-degree vision and I will obtain all audio-visual information, and then within 1500 seconds, that's too long probably.
For that matter, a push on the security button would make it impossible for the lock to be opened from outside. That's why they had to secure the door before the ambush. The guards on both sides of Akasaka noticed the loud footsteps coming down the stairs. Didn't they just say they were going down quietly?
Loudly, quietly. It's like when you whisper, yeah, Tifa, come over here.
When you try to sneak and every step creaks.
Yeah, when you come home very late, but everybody else is already asleep, so you try to do the sneak, but everything creaks and everything is loud. And when you're thirsty, you try to get some water, and then you drop your glass or something. Yeah. Mamoru also means to protect or defend. It's amazing what you can put in a name in Japanese.
The well-dressed guard also realized that something was wrong.
Zut alors! Sorry.
Omelette de fromage!
Merde!
The 3 guards shifted their attention from Akasaka to the stairs behind him. And as he sensed that attention shift, Akasaka took a He took a quick, deep breath and then stopped breathing entirely.
And that's when he went into aiming mode.
The 2 guards standing beside him suddenly rose into the air in strange positions.
I'm sorry, what?
He had determined his position relative to the 2 guards next to him. Is this the Matrix? So he didn't need to check with his eyes.
Here we go, 360-degree vision. Here we go. What the fuck?
Sacre bleu! In several ways.
Ah, oui, croissant.
So he didn't need to check with his eyes, but even so. His fists had been driven into their faces with such precise accuracy. His moves were well-trained ones, and showed no mercy against evil. They were as destructive as armor-piercing ammunition. So we need him to fight the mountain dogs when they come after Rika.
So he really activated bullet time and uppercutted both the guys so hard they hovered in the air from his perspective.
So we need everything from chapter 7, but at the end, when the mountain dogs are chasing them in the forest, we also need Akasaka to return from his spa, butt in, kill the mountain dogs, and see, there's the end.
And because he returns from the spa, he also did the cool Japanese martial artist waterfall training, where with a naked upper body and just the training pants, he was standing underneath a waterfall for hours, just crushing down on him, but him unmoving. And then he just hears a twig snap in Hinamizawa, and then he launches himself over the mountains, and he appears, and then he goes pow pow.
Basically, yeah. And furthermore, he had retracted his arms at the same speed he struck. Everything looked so strange in the flashing lights. The man who witnessed all this probably couldn't figure out what had just happened. The two guards were up in the air in strange positions, and the man who had been standing in front of him was now crouching low. Then that frozen moment shattered.
Is he doing the crouching tiger, hidden dragon move that I've seen in so many kung fu movies? Why did John Wick steal from Higurashi? What has Higurashi not predicted?
The well-dressed guard was smashed into the ceiling and shortly afterwards came crashing down into the floor. Later on, while slurping liquid food, he would desperately try to remember whether it was a fist or a leg that broke his jaw.
It was actually Akasaka's penis.
He would probably never quite recall it. Rather luckily, the way his body fell blocked the door, so Akasaka didn't have to hold it open any longer.
This is Akasaka, I'm going in. Wait! Wait for your backup! Akasaka!
I thought they were already at the door.
Akasaka doesn't need backup.
He is
the backup.
The room was filled with loud music, but everyone had already noticed a brouhaha at the entrance.
Everyone, get down!
As soon as he bellowed his warning, screams filled the club.
Ah!
Most people immediately hit the floor as if trying to proclaim their innocence.
Did they do the dinosaur? Everybody get on the floor, do the dinosaur. Isn't
that the chicken nugget tune?
The chicken nugget song is made as a parody of Do the Dinosaur.
Oh. But all the guards reacted quickly to Akasaka. In the midst of all this, there were a few people who were trying to make their escape through the back alongside several guards. He restarted his breathing once and then stopped it again, and then ran after them like a wolf. He jumped up onto the table, smashing expensive bottles of alcohol and scattering glasses with ice cubes made from the icebergs of the Arctic. A foreign bodyguard whose previous profession must have been a professional boxer thoughtlessly stood in front of him.
Oh, what you gonna do?
With a heavy accent, he tried to taunt his opponent.
As follows. Adria!
But Akasaka couldn't have cared less about that.
Why is this suddenly going full-on anime? Like, come on.
It's a little bit over the top, isn't it?
We had 4 streams of quiet, somber reading of the background and the moral depth of the characters and the dilemma of a doctor in an age of consent versus non-consensual lobotomies. And suddenly we go, he ran like a wolf, dude.
Thank you, Dark Lord. Now again, we just go, you open the door, get on the floor, and everybody walk the dinosaur.
I wish I could still walk a dinosaur.
In the back of my mind, there's chicken nuggets, so.
That would be really cute. Yeah.
The only display that man was able to put on for him was that he was able to block his attack. But it wasn't even an effective guard.
No, stop. You cannot keep saying his when there's now a man.
We already say Akasaka in every single line. Every single line.
Not for me.
Press enter.
I didn't hear the last sentence.
It wasn't even an effective guard. The power of Akasaka's punches were so incredible that they simply broke the man's bones in his attempt to block him.
When did he become superhuman?
The man's arm warped in a strange way, and the moment after the agony showed on his face, Akasaka's left arm ground into it. Akasaka, you see, is right-handed. That man should consider himself grateful that he was able to get away with a mere orbital fracture. Thinking that this was his chance, another man attempted to tackle Akasaka from behind. He assumed that no matter how strong a man was, he'd go down quickly when attacked from behind. He also assumed that as Akasaka was concentrating in front of him, he wouldn't be expecting an attack from behind to begin with.
Little did they know that Akasaka would then trigger his Sharingan.
Third eye opens. 360-degree vision. But that would only be true if Akasaka was just concentrating on his front. Indeed, the attacker was very wrong, for he was no longer even thinking about the man before him.
Oh, you didn't know Akasaka doesn't fuck around when he's in a fight. Oh, then what was that with the grandson of the minister being taken and him being unable to do anything about that?
Yeah, but he never wanted to feel like that, so he started working out to become that man.
1 sec, for some reason my batteries are dying. And I don't like that. Also, you can still hear me through Tifa's microphone.
But then you need to say something.
I'm thinking.
Then say you can still hear me, and then start thinking.
According to our audio thingy, when I just swapped the batteries, it created a horrible noise for all of you. I wasn't aware that would happen. If that actually did happen, I'm sorry for you.
Sorry.
It wouldn't have been anything like this. It should have been...
I hope not.
It should have been volume capped, but still. We're taking a hostage is harder than beating some ass. He also got shot and hit with a huge rock too. Then not making it seem like Akasaka has any human opponents. Like, the way you present it, I understand it. But this Akasaka that I'm getting here in this fragment is a human killing machine. Who can punch so fast, twice in a row, that people don't even see his fists and the guys are flying.
And so hard that they actually shoot up to the ceiling and bounce back.
Yeah. Which is like, okay, we're in the anime video game Street Fighter Tekken juggling people territory.
Tiger cool. Uppercut!
But then, this is the same Akasaka that couldn't fist fight his way through a bullet? Come on. Sorry.
Or something. Akasaka knew exactly when and what was about to happen. The experience he has built up to this day taught him that. His body, more than his mind, remembered the timing for when menaces to society like these would make them move from behind him. His attack continued fluidly from the left arm punch that he struck against the ex-boxer. His left arm retracted and at the same time he arced his left leg around beautifully as it crashed into the man approaching him from behind. A dull sound signified that his nose had been broken.
It probably got ripped off.
But Akasaka already knew that.
Nose break leg kick!
He continued his motion and directed a decisive right blow to the side of his assailant's head.
Which then exploded like an overly ripe pumpkin.
It just rolled away through the room. The man slammed into the wall and bounced off of it, rolling onto the floor.
Beheaded.
Akasaka took another breath.
All of this happened within 2 breaths.
Under the glare of the dazzling club lights, the guards realized they were up against a demon. Yes, they realized that there was no way to take him down.
What did this guy eat? What did he do after the events of chapter 4?
He finished his spinach. The guards were being paid to deal with humans. Fighting demons just wasn't in their job description.
I would have noped out too. Like, you don't pay me enough.
That moment, backup finally arrived.
You're locked in here with me! Exactly.
Maybe finally isn't a suitable word. Everything that happened did so over a matter of seconds. The time it took for Akasaka to take down those 5 guards was a span of merely 2 breaths.
That's what I'm saying! Put your hands up above your head and get down on the floor. If you resist, we will open fire.
And do the dinosaur.
No.
No?
No, Tifa, this is a serious moment. Oh. This is dead fucking serious.
Sorry.
Do the dinosaur.
Thanks to Akasaka's furious action, the flow of events was already set. His intimidating first strike shattered the gang leader's will to run. They were all down on the floor, but one of them began smiling.
Question, what does all of this have to do with stopping Takuna? You shouldn't touch me. It'll lead to an international exit. It'll lead to an international incident.
Akasaka grabbed him by the collar and threw him against a concrete wall.
Aren't you a policeman? I have diplomatic immunity. I'm a diplomat. Good for you. So, how much did you get paid, huh? This will be an international incident. I will be calling the embassy. That shot from every anime with a grand epic fight and that energy blast where the enemy slowly goes black and white and then the black outlines disappear and then nothing.
With a dragon-like roar, his right fist pounded the wall right next to the diplomat's head.
The wall shattered and the building collapsed behind them.
Immediately after that, his left fist pounded the wall on the other side of that head, and soon enough, Akasaka had pounded the wall 7 times, each just a sliver away from the diplomat. His fists were easily powerful enough to crush the man's head. The diplomat crumbled to the floor.
This is Akasaka. Target secured. I know that's not how I used to do his voice, but at this point I have to. Even in 10 lifetimes, I couldn't muster the testosterone you need to read Akasaka's lines.
I'm Akasaka.
I'm Batman, no. I'm Akasaka.
I am the League of Shadows.
You are locked in here with me.
Further investigations discovered a secret getaway route that even public safety didn't know about.
Thanks to Akasaka breaking open the wall behind the diplomat with his fists.
Dozens of Soviet military-grade machine guns were found, and if Akasaka hadn't stopped them there in the club, they would have escaped. Or even worse, the operation might have ended with a brutal death toll on both sides. All thanks to how well he executed his duty, the operation was completed without a single shot fired.
Who needs weapons when you have these guns? Locked and loaded. Is this the same character from chapter 4? How long? It's been 2. How long has it been since
he learned from his experience.
Also, usually, in my experience, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't have children, but usually in my experience, when people have kids, they become more aware of dangers because they want to be there for their children. And especially after him having almost lost his wife, and now he has at least one... No, he has lost his wife here, but he has his daughter to take care of. Does he not care that he is a single parent, that he should go back at the end of the day to look after his daughter?
Yeah, but he's so skilled, he doesn't need to worry about shit.
Okay, follow-up question. This is Akasaka after his wife died, if we go with a whole I have nothing left to lose kind of thing. But Akasaka, as per chapter 7, has a wife and a daughter?
Yeah, but this is a fragment of chapter 4, so his wife is indeed dead.
Okay, so in chapter 8 Akasaka, who has a wife and I assume a child, will somehow tap into the morphogenetic field, download all the badass anime Street Fighter data from Neo, the Tokyo super police dude.
Or his wife still needs to die.
That's kind of bad. Come on, hurry. The local police will be here soon. Put them on the truck.
Since the foreign diplomat was involved, they had to make sure it didn't look as though the whole operation was carried out by the police. Instead, it was made to look like a simple gang war. They would dump the useless gang members and hand over the target to the police. Of course, before handing him over, they'd make sure he spilled everything he knew. The diplomatic pig would be used as a negotiation device by another part of public safety. They found plenty of evidence that said pig was tied to an underground criminal organization.
The name of that organization? Tokyo.
Not wanting a persona non grata on their hands, the embassy would likely cut all ties with him. The rest would be the business of other departments. Public safety's job was to take care of the things regular police couldn't deal with.
Oh, like the child sex trafficking, which they didn't care about until it was also about state secrets?
It's politics. Little sacrifice.
Akasaka, you okay? Come in, Akasaka. This is Akasaka. Run our way. You've done it again. Report to the chief to get reamed out later.
Yes, we did it. We did it. Akasaka-san, you sure are a demon. 5 men within mere seconds?
But it's not even karate anymore. Your fists should be recategorized as lethal weapons.
It sure was lucky that none of them drew their guns, though. But I did. Knowing how brutal Akasaka-san is, he could have turned them into honeycombs.
Shut up. Don't make me sound like an assassin. Show no mercy against evil, that's all.
Pigs he had just caught were no average criminals. They had committed so many unforgivable sins. The strength behind Akasaka's fist was proportional to those sins. The heavier their sins, the more powerful his blows would be.
It's that super weak one gimmick character from the anime. He's of course the main character, where his goal in life was to be, I don't know, a demon hunter, a martial artist, anything, you know.
The very best.
The very best that there ever was. To catch them all is my real test. Something like that. But he is super weak because he's always only fought against weak opponents. But his gimmick is that he is as strong as his enemies. So because he would only fight weak enemies, he was weak all of his life. Until that one fateful day where he had to defend himself against a much stronger opponent, and then he realized he had it in him. That has to be a manga somewhere. Come on, round them up. Akasaka, make them hurry. The local police will get here quickly. This is Akasaka. Understood. Didn't you guys hear? Hurry up.
Roger.
Oh, no music.
Command. We have 5 injured here. Is that actual text? I thought someone was speaking in the song. Please have meds ready. There wasn't any trace left of Akasaka's old naivety. He had grown to be the vigilant ace of his department.
Please let that be the end of a fragment, because I don't know how much more of it I can take for now.
So now we can go, he really is who we need.
He's a badass.
But back then he wasn't a badass yet.
Oh, fuck my life.
This is later.
Can I be the main narrator now?
Why?
It's a childhood dream of mine to narrate a bad action movie.
Go ahead.
Alright, everybody, you ready? Akasaka was training inside a dark dojo filled with the smell of sweat and mold. The dojo was located in the middle of downtown in a small building. It wasn't that big, and they weren't all that well equipped either. It certainly didn't look like a dojo where a person as skilled as Akasaka would train. There were only 3 or 4 students here, including Akasaka, but this was the dojo he picked. To Akasaka, karate was certainly a weapon for crushing his enemies, but now he was seeking something further from it. To achieve his goal, a dojo with many young students having actual physical lessons wouldn't work. He had gone to so many different dojos, and this was the one he finally settled on. Every time Akasaka punched a sandbag, the heavy thud of his punch and the clang of a sandbag's chain would echo. He wasn't just punching blindly. He thought first, developed those thoughts, and then punch! It was more of a deep and low vibration than a proper sound. Drops of sweat scattered and the dust welled up in the air. It was a perfect blow embodying the concept of one strike, one kill. But he wasn't satisfied. He closed his eyes, controlled his breathing as if trying to hear the cry of cicadas. Then he punched again. From a beginner's perspective, it looked like he was taking breaks between each. The other students training on their own would glance over and sense a fearsome respect at his focused blows. Focused blows? The European swallow is back in the stream.
I heard Akasaka-san works at the police department.
Really? If someone like him is a police officer, I don't want to do anything bad.
Still, his concentration sure is amazing. He never gets tired.
On his days off, Akasaka came to the dojo in the early morning, and he silently trained all day. His training was no longer physical, but mental.
That's deep.
The other students were already aware that his continuous concentration was a secret of his strength. However, that was easier said than done. As long as a person lives, they are bound by countless ties and idle thoughts. For a person to submit all his will into such a singular focus is more like trying to attain enlightenment than something in the realm of martial arts. Man has tried many different methods to achieve such enlightenment, and what we've learned is that there is no one way to reach it, and the path one takes can reach it if mastered. What? What we've learned is that there is no one way to reach it, and the path one takes can reach it.
We're deep.
Sorry, I'm not 14 years old enough for this. Karate is what Akasaka chose. In case you're wondering, yes, I also have to do this with my eyes to read the lines like this.
The rumors say that his wife is dead. Supposedly he does karate to forget about that.
Really? That's different from what I've heard. I heard he couldn't save a girl on the job, leading him to realize his weaknesses or something like that. Hey, I can hear you. Quit talking about other people and train.
Yes, sir.
There was a small beeping noise.
Beep, beep.
Somebody's watch was letting them know it was noon.
Akasaka-san, we're going to get some lunch. Can we get you something too?
No, my food is exercise. Sure.
Wow, disappointing.
I don't care what you get. Thanks. Akasaka was more pleased to be alone in the dojo than to have anyone bring him lunch. When they left, silence filled the building. Shit. My focus dissipated because they were talking about me. But if that happened because of that bit of small talk, that meant he had much more training to do. He had to train much harder if he wanted to achieve enlightenment. He focused again and started punching the sandbag, but the sound was a lot lighter than before, and obviously the strength in his fists was no longer there. Realizing that he needed to take a break, Akasaka pulled out a towel from his back and sat down, in a manly way. The manliest way. The sound of cicadas soaked into his body. The windows were open, but there was no breeze coming in. Still, he could feel the cool air, if just a little. He could sense the cool air with his manly aura. Just as they said, the reason Akasaka started karate was because of Yuki's death. Of course, losing against the suspect in that kidnapping incident was one reason too, but more than that, the pain from Yuki's death was what made him start. Yuki fell down the stairs at the hospital and died while he was on a business trip in Shishibone. He couldn't get rid of that depression, so he started learning karate. But in June 1983, when the great Hinamizawa disaster occurred, he realized something very important. A girl had predicted Yuki's death, and in return, she wanted him to help her. Yuki's death was an accident. He could have told himself that there was nothing he could have done. But as for the girl, Rika Furuda's death was different. She knew about her own death 5 years prior. When the disaster occurred, he remembered Ooishi and called him to make sure he was okay. Then found out about everything. When he was caught up, he fell into despair. Rika Furuda was a turning point in his life. If he had believed what she predicted and did something about it, maybe Yuki wouldn't have had to fall down the stairs. He took an oath to serve the public as a police officer, yet he didn't even notice the plea for help from a little girl. He shoved aside the conspiracy surrounding her until it was too late. He had 5 years to do something about it, but he didn't do anything. And she died. Visiting Hinamizawa for the kidnapping case of a minister's grandson was definitely the turning point in his life. If he had only listened to what that girl said, Yukie would have never died. And he could have been there to help Rika Furude. Those two things continued to haunt him. The investigation into the series of mysterious deaths in Hinamizawa that he heard about from Ooishi was put on indefinite hiatus because of a disaster, but it was apparent to both of them that there was some conspiracy behind it all. To challenge such things, he needed all the strength and experience that he could muster. He was devoting himself to gain such strength, but it was too late. Everything had already ended. While he was stuck in this dilemma, the dojo instructor admonished him. There's nothing one can do about what's already done. So in that case, the only thing he can do is train diligently so that if the same thing is to happen again, he will be able to save a person in need. It's all too late. Everything is already over. Yukie died in an accident, Hinamizawa was destroyed in a gas disaster, and Rika-chan was murdered as her intestines were ripped out while she was alive. Shit! I was too obsessed with Yukie's death and I couldn't hear the girl's pleas for help. No, if I had listened to her, I could have prevented Yukie's accident too. Damn it. Damn it! Shit!
Also, it said while she was still alive.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, true. I was gonna say only in chapter 7 did she decide to stay awake, but if you're knocked out, you're still alive.
As Akasaka clutched his hair and looked up, he noticed a small shrine overhead that protected the dojo. Akasaka respected both Shinto and Buddhism, but he had never thought of praying to gods in times of despair. But for the first time, he felt like praying for help. If it was something he was capable of doing himself, he would never even consider praying. But as it was something he couldn't resolve on his own, he prayed. It was a very selfish wish. If his wish were to come true, everyone in the whole world would wish for the same thing. Please, please give me another chance to go back to that time. I swear that this time I will save for both of them. At that moment, Akasaka's body suddenly felt very light. No, it was more like he was losing balance.
Is he gonna return to that time with his memories intact?
As if he was fainting. Perhaps it was because he shouted so loudly after training and his brain was lacking in oxygen. But he couldn't take his eyes off of the shrine. His shout pierced the constraints of time, space, and causality.
He summoned Hanyu. Okay, so now we have Super Saiyan Akasaka.
He got so desperate in his pain that he became the weapon to surpass Metal Gear. I mean, Fate. We got Dragonborn Akasaka, yes.
Basically.
Yes.
I hate this, by the way, but...
I love this.
I absolutely hate it. This is how they're going to solve it. Time travel once again.
Tifa,
I could have accepted the other time travel, but actually, if this turns out that we're physically moving him...
It always was time travel. Watch it happen. Watch it happen. All of the fragments are in parallel. They will all interact with each other. And instead of saving one perfect June of 1983, somehow retroactively, there will be at least 8 perfect Junes of 1983. The others deserve that. But
that's not happening, but...
Now get us out of a tinnitus place, please.
Thank you, Akasaka. We needed your thoughts.
Was this a hallucination? Akasaka felt like a stranger was talking to him.
We must wish for a miracle, and you must wish for a miracle too. Otherwise, a miracle will never occur. Unless everyone wishes for a miracle, it won't occur. Say miracle one more time. Unless both sides reach out, their hands won't meet in the middle. I ain't reaching out to this
Tifa, do it for Hanyu.
I reject this physical time travel.
He didn't know what she was trying to say, but somehow felt like he couldn't miss a single word of it. He felt like it was something very, very important.
Akasaka, if you wish for it, I'll grant you this miracle. And it will be a miracle for us too. Joining these broken fragments will give us the chance to create an even greater fragment. Your resolve, on its own, may greatly influence everyone's fates and intentions.
Can you turn back time to that day?
You don't want time to turn back to that day because you were weak. We want Super Saiyan Akasaka.
But now he wouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly.
Miracles don't care what mere mortals think is possible. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
that's very true.
Remember, we need to make miracles happen, not, oh, this was plausible.
True, true. But now I'm going into he doesn't want time to go back, he wants to be teleported back in time. Because if we turn it back, he's too weak to make a difference.
Who wouldn't want to save his wife?
No. I can't do that. The only thing I can do is to let you notice. To let you notice that things you can't learn from one fragment, you can learn from others. So all you have to do is return this broken fragment to where it belongs. That's a big miracle itself. Although, you probably won't ever notice it. Thank you, Akasaka. Thank you for remembering me. Is this still Hanyu? I don't even know how much time I've spent asking you for help.
This is definitely Hanyu.
But finally, it reached you. So I'll say it one more time. Please help me. No. Please help us. Dum dum dum.
In the end, the Higurashis was me crying about how fucking peak anime this fragment was.
That really was.
I wasn't prepared for it. I fought it.
Oh, that's the broken one.
Oh, you motherfucker. A fragment of Matsuribayashi.
Let's make a short start into it before we call it a night.
I was gonna say let's cut it here, because if we keep going, I'll need another break.
Then let's cut it.
I think you're weak, Tifa.
You were even gonna suggest it.
I was gonna suggest taking another short break so that we can get into the last fragment, so that for Friday I don't have to come up with yet another stream title that has to do with fragments.
You don't just call it Super Saiyan Satoko.
Is everybody but Tifa in favor of us taking another short break and then
yeah, but
we
then
do
we
the
only
last
want to
fragment?
only do like 5 or 10 more minutes.
But when the last fragment is done.
What do you mean the last fragment is done? You don't know how long that last fragment is?
This has to be the last fragment.
You don't know how long it is.
This has to be the last fragment.
You don't know how long it is.
Stop catching on to the fact that I don't know how long this is. Just go along with it.
Fine, but if we take a break, we're not going to do another hour. Fine. I'm thinking of like 10 minutes into that fragment before we call it.
We will not take another hour. That's what you said?
No, I'm setting a time limit here.
You set the time limit to 1 hour.
I still have some stuff to do, plus early work tomorrow.
You said the time limit was 1 hour.
No, 10 minutes after the break.
BRB, and then we will get the last fragment done after all. Today is the day, people. BRB.
We are back.
Once again, with all of these fragments, it's no wonder we took this many breaks today, Tifa. Hey! There's only one more fragment available, but I don't know how long it is.
Okay, well, let's find out if it's a short one or a long one.
A fragment of Matsuribayashi. Take 2. And that's the end of the stream, everybody. Bye. Well, we don't know how long it is, but it was long. It really was long.
It really was.
Are you okay? Is your spirit still alive?
No.
Do we have all the pieces we want lined up on the game board? Is this everything we have that can go up against Takano and her minions in the Game of Fate in the June of 1983? I think maybe we have everything. And last but not least, Hanyu, It's you. The time you have left to be a piece is limited. But that doesn't mean you can't show up in the game.
Why is Hanyu's time limited?
Shall we begin? I've put in hundreds of years just for this moment.
I thought only Rika's time is limited.
Okay, something happening?
Did we seriously take a break for 5 seconds of fragment?
Apparently. Wow, Tifa is such a scam.
We
Seriously.
took a break for 5 seconds of fragment.
Oh.
Okay, we did not.
Maybe we didn't. Or maybe we did. We're not gonna know. And then this is actually the next chapter. We just don't know that yet. That is Rika.
It does feel like...
That is Rika.
Yeah, but it does feel like it's starting anew now.
Somebody once told me the world...
Someone once suggested that believing is like a...
Get wrecked.
Someone once suggested that believing is like placing a bet with coins of hope. In other words, believing means taking a risk. You gain something if you win, but you lose something if you fall.
No.
As you fail. As with any gamble, we try to make sure we win and then bet a coin. But as with any gamble, there's no guarantee of victory because you quit too soon. If you gamble for long enough, at some point you win. Sometimes you win, and sometimes you lose. And that's how you increase the number of coins you have. See? Just gotta keep going.
Higurashi is a gambling-enabling visual novel. I can't believe it.
But if you keep losing, you don't want to continue gambling. It's then that you realize that if you don't gamble, you don't have to lose anything. But now I already lost, so I gotta make up for it first. So I keep gambling until I win. And also, then we call it quits.
Now the music's kind of quiet. There, now we can hear it. Still loud enough / not too loud? I hope so. Let me know otherwise.
Not gambling on anything is the same as not believing in anything. See?
Oh, fuck off.
To gamble is to believe.
Yeah. If you love Jesus, you also go gambling. Don't do that. Don't.
Jesus took a gamble in you.
So why don't you take a gamble for Jesus? Tifa, we will go to hell if we ever open a casino with something like that.
Probably, yeah.
I don't gamble.
But at least we get rich first.
Psycho, I have video evidence of the opposite being the case.
Let's go gambling!
Did you know that gambate is actually not Japanese for let's go, you can do it. It's actually a bastardization of let's go gambling.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. This stream was brought to you by Las Vegas. Las Vegas.
I was gonna say Jesus.
Where you lose money. No.
I guess that's no longer a slogan for... Not believing in anything is the same as not involving yourself in anything. And not involving yourself in anything is the same as not existing. If you don't gamble, you don't exist.
Do you even exist, bro?
Psycho, you don't exist.
I will show no mercy at our next Mario Party, just so you know. Oh, what a shame we sold our copies. You know, I would have loved to play another one with you, but...
I have warned you several times. Therefore, she didn't exist. The one coin she had in her heart was the last one.
I told you it's Rika, and she's talking about Hanyu.
If she lost it, she'd disappear. I think it's the other way around. That's why she was hesitating to make a bet. A bet?
Yeah, no, please.
That's why she was hesitating to make a bet. She had been running, trying to not get involved in any type of match, because she was afraid of betting it by accident. But just like in game of poker, she could lose her coin by folding. She tried not to lose her last coin, but that meant she was going to lose it eventually anyway. There was something she didn't know. Actually, I didn't know it at the time either. The more coins bet into the pool, the higher our chances of winning this game. In other words, the more frightened we are, the more we'll keep losing the game before us. It's just like carrying a portable shrine. It's impossible to carry such a heavy thing by oneself.
Just get strong like Akasaka did.
But when people put their strength together, they can lift it easily. There's a clear borderline between too heavy to lift and easily lifted. It's just like how the balance on a scale tips with just a little weight. The big heavy shrine before us couldn't be lifted. Everyone tried their hardest to raise it, but couldn't. I didn't help because I was sure it couldn't budge. I don't participate in games I know I can't win, so I didn't bet my coin. But that was wrong of me. Maybe the portable shrine could have been lifted if I joined.
There are portable shrines?
For the longest time, I'd been pretending to be a bystander. I always thought I was just there to find out if my coin was worth betting or not. But that was wrong. I'm not just an onlooker, nor should I be a bystander. I should have participated. The game I've been facing doesn't look like a game I can win. It doesn't look like a game that's worth betting on. But by betting on it, or by participating in it, or by believing in it, the outcome might change. To gamble on something is the same as to believe in something. To believe in something is the same as to be involved in something. To be involved in something is the same as to exist. Therefore, she existed.
I feel like this could have been the perfect way to end Higurashi.
That has no answer.
What do you mean it has no answer?
There's no saving anyone yet.
No, I mean this last monologue you just had could have been the perfect ending after whatever happens in the game.
Oh, like
you know,
that, yeah.
For so long she didn't try and therefore she didn't really get to live, but in the end she tried, she lived. Bittersweet ending.
Like the closing speech, yeah. I thought as an ended here.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good idea.
Okay, let me quickly double check if we got an achievement on Steam. Yes, we did. We completed the puzzle. I am assuming, despite there not being a menu in between, this is the next episode of Chapter 8.
Because now it feels like we're officially restarting.
I feel so too. And I think this is a good way to start the stream on Friday. Are we in agreement?
I am in agreement.
We're betting our coins on the same thing here, people. I feel caught out for some reason. I didn't think of anybody specifically, I can tell you that much.
I think we might... I hope not, but I think we might now be back to where Keiichi comes to school first. If we are gonna redo it from the start.
I think the next 6 or 7 episodes will be retreading paths that we have been through already. So there will be something about making sure Keiichi doesn't go nuts. Then there will be solving the Mion-Shmion relationship.
Combine all chapters.
Basically, we will now need to go through this step by step to try to create the perfect June 1983.
Well, I wonder if we need to try to create it ourselves, as in there will be options, because I somehow think we're just gonna go through a story again.
I feel like the whole giving us the fragments to keep looking at and to investigate and then piece them together for ourselves is to make us aware of the things we need to know.
We're past the fragments arc. Thank you. So now...
We looked up a guide and are now getting all achievements in one run. Basically, yes. Instead of just launching ourselves into yet another world, we took the time to do our homework, looked at all the things again, we looked at all the things we haven't looked at before, and now we are prepared for the test.
I hope the rest will be a bit shorter as the other chapters, but who knows?
Tifa,
probably not.
Because I have asked myself this, I can tell you that is, if I'm right, not the case. Here's what I've done.
It's not shorter, or it's...
Here's what I've done. I looked at the game files. And without things like the staff credits and like testing files, if you look at the file size of all the files for the game script, if I'm right, because Dark Lord, you enabled me to do this, because Dark Lord kept using the word kakera and told us that kakera means fragment. So what I did is, in Windows Explorer, I highlighted all the kakera labeled files. I didn't look at them, I just clicked on them. And together, they make up roughly 50% of the file size of the script. So I think we're like 50-ish% done through the script of this game, if I didn't make a counting mistake.
Well, we'll find out soon. Ow.
Yeah, hopefully.
Or not.
Hopefully we will. You have all the tools, but how will they solve the issue now that they've solved the mystery? Shoot Takano in the head. And then shoot Okonogi in the head. And then shoot every other member of the Mountain Dogs in the head.
Seems like the easier, no? Just have Akasaka come in, just go.
And then get drunk/high on whatever it takes to never ask myself the moral questions about whether my actions were justified. Because if I start going down that slippery slope of asking myself why and if and how and whether it was justified, I might trigger my own Hinamizawa syndrome. So eradicate all the people that stand in my way and then just pretend nothing ever happened. Except that's not what it's gonna be, because the stain that sin will leave on my soul will only lead to further violence. I would like, however, also very much to know how the fuck Super Saiyan Akasaka is gonna punch the stupid out of the deep state. Like, I get it, he is well connected now. He, tapping into the morphogenetic field, will have the drive of an Akasaka that has lost everything. But how do you make one guy take out all of this shadow government organization Tokyo? That's...
We don't need to do that.
a lot.
We don't need to disband Tokyo for this to become an end. All we need is to have Rika and her friends have a happy end. Shitty organizations will keep existing. Bad things will keep existing in this world. You don't need to solve all of that. The only happy end we need is for Rika to be saved.
There has to be something going at least in that direction though, because as long as Takano is around, there can't be a happy end, because Takano needs the others to suffer, because that's what she wants.
Just kill Takano.
If you kill Takano, the Mountain Dogs will get active, because the Mountain Dogs are there to guard the secret. So now you need to kill Takano and the Mountain Dogs. Next issue, what do we do with Irei and all the other researchers and doctors here who are complicit in this?
That doesn't matter, their budget has already been cut. The research will end, they will just stop it sooner. Nothing needs to be done. That still leads to the fact that Tokyo is acutely aware of Hinamizawa syndrome, and even if it's cured, the kids know too much. There's loose ends everywhere. Nah, not really.
After the last lines, you want Akasaka to do everything?
Yes. Save us, senpai.
I mean, if he's okay with it. I don't want him to just murk people, but you know, if that's what he wants to do, I'm not gonna stop him.
I'm fine. After all of this, I'm fine with letting him do everything.
Rika and her friends to live a happy life.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
all we need.
I think there will be one more twist, and the twist will be, it isn't about how we stop Takano, and it isn't about how we choose the right options for every one of the kids and Akasaka and Hanyu. I think none of this would have happened if Takano never fell into this path.
That's not gonna happen. We're not going that way. Either we're gonna somehow redeem Takano, but we're not gonna go back far enough and not have this happen, because that's not even possible, because we don't have that power anymore. Even if that was an option before.
maybe at the almost end of chapter 8, all of them they fought so hard and they traveled all of these different fragments and still they cannot do it. So Oyashiro-sama graces the world one final time, takes Hanyu, forms her into a little ball that can break and transcend space, time and causality. And he shot put yeets her into the distance, and she flies and flies through the possibilities. And suddenly we are back in that forest where young Tanashi is challenging God, and Hanyu takes the lightning, becomes as Zeus herself, and smites Takano.
If that is what it... No, if anything, it stops the train accident from happening, so her parents are still alive and she grows up to be a famous flag researcher.
I'm still on the hating Takano train. Okay, so Hanyu keeps not... She refuses to become Zeus and smiting Takano. She travels further back in time, and her final resting place as she shapes herself as a perfectly structural sound track piece of a train.
Exactly.
And the game ends as Takano's parents lovingly embrace themselves after a long day out in the city. They get on the train, and as the train goes over the tracks, because it...
No, the scene ends with them coming home and then Takano all smiling like, welcome home! And that's when it stops.
Yeah, but we need one more Hanyu moment. So the Hanyu train track piece is there, and it looks like a perfect train track piece, except it still has the horns. So the train goes over and they go ba-dum, ba-dum.
That's a good ending. That's how you know it was Hanyu.
It goes ba-dum, ba-dum over her horns instead of...
And then the train still crashes.
Help! We're dying! I can't feel my legs! You know, the horrible fucked up shit that happened.
I'll take it.
I mean, hitting Takano with lightning would also do that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if we want to redeem her, then let's just make sure she doesn't go.
Hanyu travels one last time, even further back in time and space and causality. And in that...
Hit Dr. Takano with lightning.
And in that final moment, as Mr. Takano's dad is about to ejaculate mid-coitus, Hanyu bounces into him and he pulls out. And the wife never gets pregnant, Tanashi never gets born, and thus the not Takanos live a happy, fulfilled life just without having a child. Yes.
I'll take that too.
When Hanyu gets turned into a cat, and instead of having a child, they adopt a cat. Because this one is weird, because her ears kind of look like horns. But she's cute, so they adopt her.
Sure.
And thus Hanyu... Yes. And all of that without a drop of alcohol. I can just make up shit like this all day.
There might have been some alcohol there.
This is just water. I mean, you can't tell if this is vodka or water, but it is water.
Sus.
Talking about Super Saiyans, Tifa. You should write novels. Maybe I am. Tifa, since we have talked about Super Saiyans all day.
No, AI will take your job, but this is all powered by AI.
Doubtful. I
Brain
make the AI. Tifa, since we've been talking about Super Saiyans for a very long time today, how about we go rate one?
Sounds like a plan.
Because for some reason Skinner has Super Saiyan as a tag for a stream. So she'll go from Hanyu to Nyanyu. Dark Lord, 10 out of 10. Peak. Peak.
Go start the raid.
Did you say novel? Did someone say novels? No, we said towels. My nose is runny and I need to blow my nose. Skinner is apparently done with Silent Hill F. I didn't get to see the ending, I fell asleep, I'm sorry. Instead, he is now playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, not the OG release from way back when, but the newer one, the prettier one. If you cannot stick around for the ride, please check out Skinner check out Dark Lord as well, but I mean, check out Skinner whenever it's convenient for you. As I press this button. Thank you, SariBot, for your service.
Is this where I also press the button?
This is where you wait a moment for the timer that's on your screen, on our screen, to disappear. And now you can lead into the end. Thank you everybody for fixing those fucking fragments with us. We'll be back on Friday with the next episode of this chapter. Stick around for it if you can. We'll see you on Friday.
Thank you.